My Creator made me creative, and my Lord and Savior taught me how to love.
Who is that you're listening to?
God.
So don't let your hearts be troubled. And you know what that phrase means? Across all of our campuses, here's what it means. Don't lose hope. Don't get deflated. And Jesus said it this way, you believe in God, believe also in me. Like, look at me. That's what Jesus is saying. I'm the hope. He goes, in my Father's house, and he brings it to heaven. My Father's house has many rooms. If it were not so, would I have told you that I'm going there to prepare a place for you? And if I
got you. Don't let me go. I got you. Please.
It's that Christ-like heart. Let's get into it. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm so excited. Ain't gonna lie. I don't think I've been this excited for the Christian podcast. And I haven't I haven't done that much, but just the ones I have planned, like, I haven't got this feeling yet. Like, I just know God wants me here right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce our special guest.
Kay.
K be in that gym. So y'all gonna see K more often because, I got some things planned. But, we was just having good conversation. And I know when you're setting up the podcast to do, like, people who do podcasts, they probably don't run into this problem a lot. Y'all get to talking before y'all even start recording, and the conversation already be flowing. So it already got you more excited for the podcast. So we already got some topics from just meeting each other the first time. Like, we never met before this. And a lot of people that y'all are going to see on this podcast is probably going to be people that I haven't met. And y'all just going to see how, a Christ-like relationship could pop off that fast. Like, it's literally like, this is my sister, and but it hits. So when you start to take that walk, you will start to see that, and you will realize that, and you will understand the law and the design of how God made everything, and why it's so important to love the way you love, because we were just talking about our past selves.
Yeah.
And man, even when, in the movies or in families, like, I'm pretty sure y'all seen the memes at Thanksgiving when the aunties and uncles be arguing about the past, and you just be at the table, and when you're finally at the adult table and things like that, you just be like, this what be going on? Like, this why everybody be so mad? So, yeah. And I think for our generation, kind of like what you were saying when you was like, sometimes, and this is not in every single aspect when it comes to everybody's walk, but a lot of people from our generation would catch themselves, I would say either more spiritually mature than their elders or parents, or even in some cases raising them. So, and it's just all in the type of you know burden that he decides to hand you, and there's always a reason because everything's intentional.
Yeah.
So, but I would just say, just the back-to-back blessings that he just gave me from meeting her this fast is crazy. Like, the fact that, she be in the gym so much, we could connect like that. The fact that, I was trying to get rid of something, and she, yeah, man. And then even the book, because I'm trying to fall in love the right way. And I tell her about the book I was reading, which is The God-Shaped Heart, and what's that book name?
It's called Damage-Free Dating. It's by my pastor, Dr. Mark T. Jones.
Okay, bye. Yep, shout out him. What church do you go to?
Center for Manifestations.
Where's that at?
Ooh, I'm not from here, but it's like it's 15 minutes away from here.
15 minutes. Oh, I was about to say, you could just tell me how far it is.
Yeah. It's like I think it's like in the Ybor area because
Ybor?
because that roundabout goes straight to like Ybor.
So okay, that's kind of like in the area of my church too. I've just been trying to connect with different churches, to be honest, because I could say the route that I'm going, the purpose that I have, I know is to help people. Like, that's really all of our purpose in some type of way, is to bring the lost ones back.
Right.
But I feel like that's just a set purpose just for me. Like, I know he'll make it to where I could just live my life doing that. So, and it's not even like a pastor type of way. And I've been trying to figure out like how I would do it. And I told him, I was like, if you allow me to quit my job, um, I would just use the rest of these breaths that I have that you allow me to bring
Right.
bring your kids home. So I'm using my platform.
Yeah.
And then even the way to go about it, like I wanted to preach so bad, like I want to,
Really?
but it's like I don't know because something was just like still like live your truth, live your
Yeah.
truth, live your truth. And I know like I have my ways, and I know I'm still getting molded. In the same way how when you get in the Word, just stay in your Bible because it will start to mold you and shape you.
Yes.
And like yeah,
Yes.
but I don't like how some people could try to push an agenda on you. Like even if it is God, and that's the best thing that I want pushed on me, but I don't want it to be forced upon me. I want him to shape me in his
Yeah.
timing. Same way a blessing is.
So for that instance,
Mm-hmm.
I would say, you probably know this, but I would tell you to pray and ask God for discernment, because then
Mm-hmm.
you can discern whether it's from God or if it's not.
See, and what I do and how my journey is, it was all this from the Holy Spirit. And I found that out real early. Like, I don't know in the ways that he talks to you, but since I was younger, I heard his voice clearly. Like, that's what always kept me grounded. And, like, I could always pick out that something was keeping me safe. Like, there was always that
Yeah.
safe voice. That's what
Yeah.
I called it before, I opened my eyes to God. So it was just always listen to that safe voice because this is what always keeps me safe, even through all the things I was going through. So once I became aware in last November, like I just started my journey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, last November, when I realized it was God or the Holy Trinity, because they're all still
Yeah.
one. So, how it was for me, I was at work and I was going through it bad. Like I was going down a dark path, and I was a straight one. So he kind of snatched me up and he gave me my friend was right in front of me, but like that's the last thing I knew, like that my friend was in front of me. But after that, he was just gone, and I was in his room, and it was like a dark door and a door of light, and he was like, "You could choose, death. You could choose that sin, that trauma that's passed down, the bad things, all this and that." And he put it to me as you could be like the man from the cloth that you're cut from, or I could show you how to live and be a man of God.
Right.
So I chose, and so since then, I just asked the Holy Spirit to give me wisdom, and I invite it in my vessel every single how you wake up and you pray for the breath and all this. I just invite the Holy Spirit in and
Yes.
to walk with me. So when I
Yes.
do that, and on top of the foundational question I ask, which is how can I understand what love is, like a perfect I asked for a
Yeah.
perfect understanding of love and what it is. So how it got broken down to me was he's the creator. He created out of love, and even learning now that that's a law that has to have life to carry it out. Us as humans. So he needs us to carry out his law. So that's why he kind of puts faith in us. Same way by giving us free will to choose. So you take his faith and you put that faith back in him. Same way that energy is, like we give out breath, the plants
Right.
give it back. It's all a design. So you can't escape it. And the only way you could escape it is death,
Yeah.
which is sin.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so important to not stray away, because you're imposing his law. So all that was broken down. Like that wasn't from a Bible. That wasn't from, I just got that last clear thing from the book. But my understanding from that wasn't like from the Bible yet, because I had only started Romans, and like I read Genesis, but my spiritual eye wasn't open yet. So a lot of people do that and they don't really get it.
Yeah, and that is the biggest secret when
Mm-hmm.
they say God, the Bible, the gospel is
Mm-hmm.
all a secret, because you will never understand unless your spiritual eye is open, and you will never understand if you have to pray, you have to
Mm-hmm. Yep.
fast, you gotta go into your closet, you gotta pray, and you gotta ask God to let me be able to receive this word as I read your truth in your light. Let it shape me, let it reform me, refine me.
And basically, like the way that I seen it was, they say the pearly gates and this and that, and I don't think it's like no infrastructure, no building or nothing like that, because it says we're all one spirit. So he put our spirit, I don't even think you could really see a spirit for real, because I would say, well, kind of if your spiritual eye is open, but I think I'm saying this the wrong way. But I would say we have our temples, right? Then we have our vessels. I don't think God has a vessel. He came in as Jesus, like, in flesh, put himself into flesh as Jesus.
Can I say something? I think like he do because like before it was anything, it was God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Jesus was just his how do I say this? Like the body version of him?
Embodiment.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
embodiment. That's what I was trying to say. I couldn't even find it. Yeah, the embodiment. The embodiment was what I was trying to say. But I don't think it's like no house. Same way they say we have to clean our temples and do all this and that. I feel like since we're all one spirit, we will all come back to be inside of his temple, the perfect temple, because he has balanced emotions. He knows how to give out a certain amount of conviction. He knows how to give out the truth, no lies, no
Yeah.
confusion, no nothing like that. So since we live out his will on this fleshly world, we will then live out his eternal will inside of his vessel. That means
Right.
all the gifts that we have, all the power that we have grown since being here, he will use it for whatever he wants to create, for whatever he wants to do, wherever he sees fit. And I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
Because, that's why he say, put all trust into me. Because that's heaven right there. Only just feeling that love. Like when you feel his love for the first time, a lot of people can't even handle it. They break down crying.
Literally, because it'd be so
So
overwhelming.
overwhelming. So imagine feeling like all of the emotions like balanced out.
Right.
Like the true peace. Like that's harmony right there.
Literally.
So that's how it was broken down to me. And even the discernment thing, that's everything's a imitation. Like that's what the devil wants. That's what this world is really about. That's why
Yeah.
we just have to clean it up. That's why he told us to be the salt. Like there's a reason he said be the salt, to clean it, to heal it, to do all this. Because this is like the God of this world is, man, you don't want no part of that.
Literally.
You don't want no part of that. Because what it is and why I'm so truthful now, like so unapologetically truthful, is because that will heal you more. Like, yeah, that it will cut you, but it will heal in the way it needs to heal. Instead of me lying to you and like me trying to feed you something and then there's poison in it,
Yeah.
by the time it's time to heal, it's already too late. Like you already want to sever it off, you want to cut it off, when that could be the strongest part that you need for real. Like, so that's why I'm truthful and
Yeah.
like I'm real blunt. Like I can't even hold nothing in. Like it burdens me too much now. Like you could see.
Right.
Yeah. So when I was living my old life, I could hold all those lies. I could do all this and that because my body was set to do that.
I don't know if it's like this for you, but as soon as like it could be the smallest thing, I'm instantly convicted. Like I feel the conviction. I feel like I feel so unclean.
Because you know what it is? You start to feel that confusion. And we don't have a God of confusion.
Yeah.
So you know what it is.
Yeah.
That's why you say once you know,
You
that's when you start to get your conviction. That's when you start to get judged and this and that. So it's like you're not, like in this world, you could say you're an adult. But if you just open up your spiritual eye at 40 or at 50 or at 60, you're a baby in the spiritual world.
Let's.
You're a baby. You're literally a baby in the spiritual world. Like it makes no sense. Like, well, it does make sense, but it's just so crazy seeing it.
Yeah.
And that's
It's
how
like-
it could be.
Yeah. Your mind, like I feel like when you first start getting your walk, your mind will be blown.
Yeah. One thing why I want to make like it's gonna be called like sarcastic clothing or something like that, because I want to show them the mirror reflection of everything, like all the sayings that we have, like age. The age ain't nothing but a number.
Yeah.
It really isn't in the spiritual world, because you could be 70 and just started crawling in the spiritual world, but I'm full on scaling mountains, And what I love about the Holy Spirit now, the way I see it, I think I was watching The Chosen, and it was like, let the birds nest in your olive tree. And the woman that I make my madre, who I make the sweatshirts with, she was saying that, oh, we are the birds or things like that. And I was like, no, I think that's the Holy Spirit. Because every time they say something like a bird, I think of the Holy Spirit, because it's the dove. So if you let the Holy Spirit nest in you, that's supposed to be like your best friend. If you let your best friend nest in you, your true best friend is going to let nothing discern you, nothing stab you in your back. It's going to keep you safe, and it's going to give you wisdom.
Yeah.
So, and then even it being a bird, I always ask why, but not in like a disrespectful manner. Like, if a child wants to really just know why did things work like this out of curiosity, not disrespect, like, well, why do I got to do this and that? No, it's more like, oh, well, why? So I can know
Right.
to the best of my ability. Well, when you think of birds, they have, when they first hatched and, they start to fly, they just jump out the tree off of faith. Off of faith. They see they brothers, their fellowship,
Yeah.
jump out. Oh, cool.
Let me do it.
Let me do it. Let me show them something. Let me spread these wings.
Let me do it. Let me do
And
both
then
of it.
you got to think, what is a mountain to a bird? Our problems, like the way they say is mountains. What is a mountain to a bird from a bird eye view? It's cute, nice little view, like, but it's gonna fly right over it.
Yeah.
Like that's why it says let the Holy Spirit reside in you, because that's how you will see your mountains and your problems.
Right.
Yeah, you're gonna go through them. A bird has to fly over a mountain still. Like you can't escape the mountain. The mountain is still there, but you're gonna fly over it if you got God and the Holy Trinity with you. So that's how I started to see it. That's why you find joy in all these things. Because guess what? A bird's not just seeing that mountain. A bird is seeing the clouds, the view, the sunrise, the sunset, all these things, the stars, everything. So it's not just seeing that mountain. That's why he gifted us that.
Right.
Because if it was just, I'm not gonna lie, if it was just God and Jesus with no Holy Spirit, like to just stick with us all the time and not give us man, it'll be a lot harder for a lot of people. So he had to give us that, because they know.
Yeah.
They know. I mean, think about it. Even when I was watching The Chosen, or even when you go into the Bible, he went back to Nazareth, back to his home, and gave them the exact truth. If you're spiritually poor, you can't have my salvation. These people tried to kill him. What? These people tried to kill him after giving the truth, because he didn't perform miracles and do all this and that, because they felt so entitled to who he was just because that's where he was born. And that goes into anything you're trying to do.
Literally.
That's why they say a stranger will support you more than your own.
Come on, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just so crazy. So, I don't know. I would say, how do you hear his voice, or how is it for you?
Okay, before I feel like I was struggling, right? So I just recently fasted. It was crazy. Like, okay, let me tell you. When I first tried to fast with my church, when I first joined the church that I'm at right now, they was doing this fast for like 6 days, nothing but liquids. And this, mind you, I had just moved to Florida. I was still low key in the world. Like, I wasn't able to fast.
Being somewhere new.
Yes, like I was so new to everything. Like literally was lost, didn't know, still was doing my little thing in the world. So I tried. When I say I lasted for like not even 2 hours.
It'd be like that. It'd be like that.
But this last time, it wasn't with no church. It wasn't with none of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was like, I felt like, I don't know, like fasting just kept coming in my head. And I be watching Mike Todd. I
watch him too. I'm watching the relationship goals. I'm on part 4.
I haven't. I know I should, but I haven't.
Yeah, I'm on part 4.
He was doing. It was his most recent ones for like, in the beginning of the year, he always has a word of the year for his church or whatever. And SMART goals, I think it was called. And the first part was they do this fast at the beginning of the year, and it was all about how fasting is essential and it will set you in the right setting and the right, it just it set up the whole message basically. So I'm like, and as I'm praying, I'm writing it down. It's just like I feel it, like, and then I keep going to TikTok. Every other video is something about fasting, and it's about the Daniel fast and about this fast. You know what I'm saying? It was like fasting everywhere I go. So I'm like, okay, God.
Yeah. If you say it one more time, fasting.
Literally, like, girl. You
don't want to get yelled at about it. All right.
All right, God. I'm sorry. Let me tell you something. Okay,
let me tell you something.
But so I'm like, you know what? I did my little research, after I listened to the sermon, I did my research. I talked to my grandma, because I'm going to talk to my grandma about everything. And she was like, she was just telling me about the fast, whatever. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I'm just putting myself accountable. So I did it. And when I say I started doing it, like, because I know my church, when they was fasting, they was praying. They made sure they prayed from at 6 o'clock, 6 a.m., 12 o'clock, 6 p.m., you know, if they up at midnight, whatever. So I'm like, okay, so I'm going to do it at 6 and 12, you know, because I don't know nothing. So I just did my feeding. So that's what I did. I basically wasn't eating no meats, no processed sugars, no bread. Your girl was living off cereal.
Oh man. Oh man.
But the first time I really prayed, like my first little prayer on my fast, I literally got the cover over me, listening to just like my favorite church songs and praying, and just I didn't know where I was going with it. I started praying for everybody, started praying for everything, praying what I want my life to look like, just asking God for, you know, renouncing certain things.
Yeah.
Asking God for forgiveness on certain things. And then I was at a point, I don't know why, because I was just on some happiness. And then on my fast, I don't know, I hit a rock. And so I'm like asking God, like, am I even doing what you want me to do? Like, speak to me. Like,
Yeah. Those happen. That happens.
literally. So he like, I just heard a voice, like, it was weird. Like, I didn't know, because I was having these situations where I feel like God talking to me, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So I journal a lot, and I write down church notes. So church notes, no, it was journaling notes from like 2022 of this, like around this time, but in 2022, he was, it was like a voice that said, pick up that book and read it.
That happened to me too.
So I picked up that book and read it, and it was so specific. I was so in detail, and like I specified how I want my life, and like I was literally there, like dang near either those goals or the things that I wanted for my life was either already done or I'm in the process of doing them. Like, want to be more a woman of God, don't want to be in the clubs, want to be a power lifter. I'm a power lifter now, you know what I'm saying? Want to be intentional with my relationship with God.
Yeah.
Want to be a nurse. I'm in school. You know what I'm saying? It was
Yeah.
like, I was so specific with
Yeah.
everything.
Like, are you doing what I want?
Yeah.
Look.
And
Look.
when they said, when the voice, I heard the voice say, pick up the book and read it, and literally the first page I went to was that, was my goals and what I wanted.
And I think what will really help you when it comes to his voice or his command, it's a command. Your body is not really going to have no will over it. Like, it's not. And the only thing that's going to fight against it is your flesh. So that's when it becomes the confusion. And it's like, should I? When it's more of, just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Because it's like doubts and worries. Why do we have those things? When you know you have to go to that problem, you know you can't, avoid it. Just go into it head first. Just prepare yourself, Prepare yourself, though. Go into that problem and take your best foot forward.
Yeah.
Learn the lesson from it. Take your best foot forward. A lot of people run from their problems. That's like saying you running from God's blessing.
Or they deny it. Like,
Yeah. Because a lot of people will brush it off and not even know. And if you brush off a blessing from, man, he going to still give it to you because he loves you, but it's going to be such a delay on it.
Also, what I have learned is I have to be careful on what I ask. Because
He gonna give it.
God will mess around and give it
You
to
want
me.
strength? All right. Little mountain, medium mountain, big mountain.
Literally, like, he will put me in situations or predicaments where, okay, what I've been asking God was my patience. I know I
don't even ask for that. I don't even ask for that no more. I done had enough. I done had enough patience. The only thing I ask for peace and wisdom. Those are the two that I just ask for the moment. I will ask for strength when I come to that. But man, because that's when I first started, that's all I asked for. God, give me. That was my favorite. Philippians 4:13. That was my favorite. That is my favorite one. And yes, man, I kept saying it, and I was like, He strengthened me. Yeah, He strengthened me. And then He kept on. He was like, I'm gonna make you strong. You want to be stronger? I think I'm good right here. I'm tired. But
you know that one TikTok sound? It was like, you are now one of my.
Yeah, you're one of my employees. I don't help me, please. But nah, in due time, and when you get to that other side, you'll see like, oh, I'm so grateful because it's one of the moments where it's like when you look back and see how far you came. That's the part that it.
It was like I felt goosebumps.
Yeah, like-
and it was like, man, from that point on, I feel like my prayer life was getting stronger. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? With God.
because the last and like my life, I get goosebumps from the littlest things. From the littlest things, because I realize my life is like I'm a miracle baby. I'm not supposed to be here at all. Because my mom had me at such a young age,
Right.
and for one, like they wasn't even supposed to have the place to do that. They wasn't even supposed to know how to do it. They still used the protection, all this and that, and he thought of me through all that sin
Yeah.
and still let me come out healthy and be the man that I am today, even despite my
Upbringings.
my upbringings, my trials and tribulations,
You
and
had a plan of your life before your first birthday.
before even my unconsciousness, anything
For
before
your
I was
mama
even
even
developed.
knew-
Yes.
For your mama knew
So
about you. He knew about you.
so
He had a
that's
plan.
where and the way I got there is the surrendering process, like knowing the surrendering process. Again, this was brought to me by the Holy Spirit too. Like a lot of it is like a lot. The Bible is confirmation, pastor is confirmation, sermons are confirmation, talking to people are confirmations for
Yes.
me. So that's how it really works. And it came to me understanding once you surrender, like to that when you get to that point, you're like, okay, I want to hand my life over.
Yeah.
This and that. It's not gonna just all disappear. It's like opening the door and he's gonna see all your mess. That's being transparent with God, with Jesus.
Yeah.
Being very transparent. You're gonna come in, and the way I like to put it is, you ever seen the show Hoarders?
I don't think so.
Well, you know what a hoarder is, right?
Yeah.
So,
Oh, you
yeah,
said hoarders?
yeah.
I don't know why I thought you said holders or something.
Oh no, hoarders. So, yeah, you come in, he see all these things stacked to the ceiling, all this and that, and he's gonna tell you to. Well, probably you won't even work on this yet. He's gonna go in that back room where you keep all those things that you done suppress. Yeah, your dark valley. He's gonna go to your dark valley. So
Straight to it, too.
yeah, straight to it. He'll be like, oh, okay, come on. You be like, wait. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Yeah, no. Here. You sure? Here.
You want to work right here?
He ain't even gonna touch the doorknob. The whole door just gonna come down. So, when you get to that point, basically how it is when you and just the way that God gives us his power in certain ways, like the way he sees time. People say that, and I believe that he does that for us. And just how you sit here, you could be by yourself. You're sitting here, you're so far in your head that you're in the past. You're not even in this present moment.
Literally. And
You're-
you know
yeah.
who thrives on that? They want to keep you in the
Yeah.
past because you won't be. Child.
So look, and guess what? You don't went without him so many times. You go back to those demons, you go back to the devil and all this, and they don't been putting hands on you. That's why you still feel that hurt. You could
Yeah.
get up and you just feel the same pain like it just happened a split second ago.
You know what though? What people don't understand when they give their life to God, they think it's gonna be peaches and cream, or like in the church. Because I know my church do this. I don't know. This is just what my church does.
Yeah. Tell me.
After every sermon, he I always offer this time if anybody want to give their life to Christ.
Yeah, they do
You
that.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That cleanses up your spirit. If you never, you ain't got to keep doing that because once you give your life to Jesus,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? The Holy Spirit dwells within you, you know what I'm saying? But that does not clean up your soul.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to do that dirty work. You have to do all of that necessary work to cleanse up your soul, or you're going to keep feeling that. You're going to keep having them demons have fun and have their way with your soul and with the things that you used to do. You're going to keep having the flesh, keep inviting you to do certain
So that same work that you did for the devil and all this and the sin and all that, you got to do that in tenfolds for him.
Yeah, you got to renounce
Yeah,
all those
all that. You put that same effort in that you do for that bottle, this and that, for that lust, you got to do that for on the opposite side. Because if you don't, I don't know how you expect to even, I don't know. They going to keep pulling you back. The 7 deadly sins, look, so how people see in the spiritual world when it comes to 7 deadly sins, people think possession looks like people crawling on the walls and do all this, and it could be simple as you running back to that bottle, or you calling up that ex, or you doing this and that. Yeah, you doing
anything bring up
any.
perversion. Hello.
And guess what? When you live your life right, it will come back 7 times stronger. That's what 7 deadly sins do. So let you not have the strength. Be putting in that. Get in that gym with God. Get it. Put down the shirt. Get in that. Get in that gym. Yeah, get in that gym with God and become strong to where if they walk up, you could body slam that gym. And it's nothing to you. It's like, yeah, boy, what? What? You don't try to come in this house. It's the house of the Lord. Yeah, through the table type thing. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's so important. But when you walk back through your dark valley with him, you're walking back with the Holy One. That's what they have to call him. They can't even call him by his name. They have to call him the Holy One. They won't even try to fight. So you will see your whole past memories for what it really is, not just the triggers that make you run from it. You could go back to it and then get scared and run back from it and be like, I'm still hurt. I can't do nothing about it. But then you walk back and he'll be like, you missed this blessing that was right here the whole time.
What? Them triggers can also help you. They're called glory triggers.
Because everything is a reflection too. Same way as in a bad way, it could be in a good way.
Because sometimes when you feel like it was you and your flesh and perversion and all that other the devil, sometimes we give the devil too much credit. Sometimes God will use the things the devil do be attacking. And
Because he
sometimes-
imitates it. That's
yeah,
all.
and God creates. So that's the only difference. But God will use what the devil meant for evil and turn around to be for good. And sometimes the person that we was and how much hurt we went through and stuff, I had to learn this because like I went through so much. I'm like, why this and that? I went through that little why me's hyper phase. So it's like God will use that, and He needed me to become a different person, a different woman. And there was purpose in my pain. There was purpose on why I went through certain things. Like there is women that's looking at me, so I had to do this for them. You know what I mean?
And that's kind of the sermon they was talking about, the middle. We need more middle people, middle of the storm people. So a lot of people make it to the middle of the storm and they want to turn around. But bro, yeah, like you use all that strength to get to the middle. Just keep going. Keep going.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't have that strength in them. So that's why God will use you.
Right.
Like the way that the pastor had put it when I went to Dallas, he said a lot of people tell the stories from the storm. They tell it from, when he told Peter or in the show, his name was Simon, the chosen, to walk on water, this and that. They'll tell it from Jesus' point of view, Simon's point of view, or Peter's point of view, the storm's point of view, the water point of view. Nobody told it from the boat's point of view. So some people need to be that boat.
Right.
Some people be like, no, like, if he say trust him, just trust him. People need to be there to say that. Like,
Literally.
all he said you need is,
Or people will go into the storm and then make different routes. And make different routes and stuff. And it's just like they call him the anchor. Gee, when you're in the storm and you see that lightning and everything, they want to run or they want to make their own route. Like, it's sunny over there. But when they get over there to the sunny side, you're not protected by God. You're not safely in His net no more. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's like you need to listen and you need to make Jesus your anchor. Because yes, you're gonna go through everybody's gonna go through some storms. But if Jesus is your anchor, like that saying, you're gonna walk through fire, but you will not get burned.
Yeah.
So
Because you're bound to the fire, for sure.
Yeah.
Why you got to root everything to him? Because it's not rooted to him, it's not protected by him, it's not covered by, like you make it your own and it's not for you and he take his hand off of it and that's not covered by his love.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
right.
And that's what people should fear. And I feel like that's another discernment of, fear God. Of course you want to fear God. You want to fear his wrath and this and that. Because what his wrath is righteous wrath, So it's not going to be like he's going to literally like hit you with something.
Yeah.
It's going to feel like that. Yes, it's going to feel like that because he took his hand off you. Oh, you want to do that? Go ahead. Then go ahead. And then you will learn when you come back and you're going to feel that conviction of truth.
Literally.
So that's how it works. Like, it's not always about, him smiting you or something. You get hit by lightning or just all that crazy things that people used to think.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's righteous wrath. The same thing that he tells us to practice. There's a reason he has it designed for us to act like Christ.
Yeah.
Because,
More like Christ,
yes,
like.
that's what I'm saying. So why do you think it's like that? Because that's the way he designed. If he designed it like that, why? Why? Because he has a heart just like that.
Yeah.
Literally, like if you have a heart like him, you will understand these things. Like that's why I'm gonna hold it in, but I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it, and I'm gonna give it to God, so I don't hold nothing on my chest.
Yeah.
So when we come back and have this conversation, I could speak with so much confidence and truth that you can't even poke holes or run this way or run that way. You gotta take that direct hit straight on.
Yeah. Okay.
And that truth is harsh. That is harsh. And lies are sweet and soft and all this.
Right.
But that truth gonna hit like a truck, and it's gonna be like,
Because the sweet
dang.
lies gonna hurt even more later.
Mm-hmm.
So which one you rather?
And then what are lies is another form of sinning in a way, because
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's speaking with death.
Literally.
So you think you're gonna heal from death? Let's say you're gonna heal from death. Let's be for real about it. How do you like? There's only one person that can bring you back from the death, and it's not the devil. It's not the devil. That's what I'm saying. So even going that far, it all goes back to him.
Yeah.
He can only bring you back from that. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Still learning, like, facing my truths and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually like with my family. I'm not gonna say through my whole family, but
Yeah.
out of my family, I'm especially in my generation, the younger
Mm-hmm.
set. I'm the only one that's really following God for real.
Mm.
And it's like,
Oh, so he gonna use you. Oh, you got that trial. That ain't even gonna sit here and act like it's easy. You got that
it's
trial.
not. Like the only person, like everybody be like, oh, you act like Auntie Shirley. You act like Auntie Shirley. Auntie Shirley is. She's very older, and she gave her life to God at a young age, but she was like
We
18,
love that.
19.
Shout out her.
No, shout out Auntie Shirley.
Shout out Auntie Shirley. My auntie too. I need advice and insight, Auntie Shirley. I'm telling you. Show her this clip. Hello, Auntie Shirley. It's nephew. Yeah, Lil Neff. Uh-huh.
No, but like Auntie Shirley, like, man, when I say she got them praying hands, and like she is,
A healer. Like,
yeah, she the only one that like in our family for real, besides her husband,
yeah.
that really walked with God. Besides my grandma, them two, the only ones for real.
Hmm. Okay, so I have a question. Do you know what your set gifts are?
I'm still learning,
You're still learning?
but I feel strongly, but I'm still trying to get that confirmation from God. But I feel like
I will bug him about it. I'm not gonna lie.
like
God, hey God.
it's me again.
Like, just talk to him like that. I kid you not, I talk to him just like that. Like, hey God, like, it's been a minute since we talked. Give me a little confirmation or something so I can know.
Literally.
And then he'll be like, boom. Just as simple as that. It's an intimate relationship.
Yeah.
So you have to really mean it, pray passionately. Like it's the same amount of emotions you're feeling, pray times two.
Right.
Pray times two with even more emotions than that. And then he would come, like they said, Jesus wept. He used to flail when he prayed. Yes, he used to get into it.
Yeah.
He used to get into it. He used to go all the way alone and get into it.
He used to go in his private place,
Mm-hmm.
and usually it was dark, obviously. And they said he prayed so hard that like his eyes was bleeding.
Bleeding, yes. So
Honey.
even last night, like people will call it sleep paralysis and things like that.
Right.
But I don't think same thing. Everything is a mirror reflection. Sometimes I feel like that's God renewing your heart right then and there, and you don't know. Like I wasn't scared this time I had it, and like I just closed my eyes and like I said, just to make sure. I think it was Matthew 4:10, like devil depart from me or this and that, just in case it was. So I said that, and I just felt calm, and I felt like something in my chest, like, and it was like literally felt like it was getting molded. And then after I was able to move, I just felt so calm and clear. And those have happened a few times, like in my dreams, where before I got baptized, I felt like I was already cleansed in the spiritual world, but just my baptism was a symbolism to everybody else to
Yeah, that
see.
was like I'm going open with my relationship with
Yeah,
Jesus,
yeah,
basically.
yeah, we popping out. Yeah,
Me and Jesus.
yeah, popping out. It's me.
Me and Twin.
Yeah, me and Twin, Holy Spirit right here with me. So I really felt like that's what it is. So a lot of people would be scared. Like they say they give all the symbolism like to evil a lot. Like it's not enough.
Heard that.
And then even when the symbolism is good, they the way that all the devil does is stray away, try to get people to stray away, lie, and confuse. So even when it comes to symbolism about the positive things, they're said in such a way that it still strays you off from it. Like it could clearly state what you need to do, but it doesn't give you the context of it to really say what it is. And just you're already confused coming to it. You see that it's only this way, but there's a deeper message. There's a deeper meaning to do it. So that's why a lot of people get confused and run away from Christianity or Christ or just God itself. Even from my other revelation of relationships nowadays, bruh, people run away from anything that symbolizes a Christ-like love, a pure love. People will run away from
That's what I'm looking for.
yeah, people will run away from somebody like a man of God or a woman of God,
Yeah, they do.
and it doesn't make any sense. And this was part of my revelation that the Holy Spirit gave me when going back to Adam and Eve. When sin was first brought about, that was the only time they ran away from God. So the first time when they was tainted, that's the only time they felt fear, and they ran away
Right.
from the man himself. Like, that doesn't make no sense. Why are you running from me?
People often run away from what they don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
So
And that's why they were so confused. Because you know why? Because once you invite that confusion in, you can't even handle you. That's probably so scary for them the first time.
Yeah.
Like people just read it and see it and be like, dang, they so dumb. But imagine being them and actually feeling tainted by the devil for the first.
a serpent
Yes.
by you like, bro, just eat this fruit.
Yes,
like what? I can eat the fruit?
And then as soon as you eat it, you feel all these things. Like that's like being laced or something. Like
Yes, and you know what? I was just like I said, I'll be watching Michael Ty or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It was a sermon about it was like the striding sermon. It was from 2018, but I've been getting into it because it's like kind of helping me. It's how I'm feeling right now. I'm striding or whatever. So it was talking about the Adam and Eve story and stuff like that, and it was just like how he was breaking it down, and it's crazy that we talking about it now. But how he was breaking it down, it was so like interesting, and how because the first thing God was like, we usually go on our walks. Where are y'all? And they were like, we hid. Why did y'all hide? Because we were naked and we felt embarrassed. Who told you that?
yeah, like
Like that was the first thing he asked. None of that. Who told you that? Who told you were naked? Did you eat the forbidden fruit
yeah,
in the tree? Like.
telling on
Nothing
yourself.
else. It was nothing else. All
Yeah.
they said was we were naked. Like, so that means they was naked the whole time and didn't know it until they ate that fruit.
Yeah.
And now y'all nervous and like, he like, who told you that?
And guess what? That joke is just so crazy to me. So even that's passed down in our blood and passed down and passed down and passed down on top of all the things that our ancestors have been through to us finally here now.
Right.
Like people forget, people always look, and it's important to look back to them, but you always have to worry about the present. Like we are here now,
It's the now that
living God's law now.
Yeah.
They did it. We're living it now.
Right.
So y'all worry about Adam and Eve back then. We are Adam and Eve now. Like literally now. There's a reason we're reading this. He's talking to us now.
Yes.
So once it comes to relationships and things like that, going on your walks and all this and that, and you're getting into that intimate stage or going about it the right way, once it comes to that final door of handing somebody your heart, and you know that you prayed for them, you did all this for them and that, and you want to work on these things, but now you're scared, you're confused. That's that flesh. That's that flesh. That's that taintedness, that whatever wickedness you have still making you run away because it knows you're going to be clean, knows you're going to have to change your ways. You know you're going to have to be better for this person and this and that.
Right.
And you're thinking about, so you'd rather run away from something that could be everlasting love
Right.
and then just go to confusion and be by
Right.
yourself to hide. That's
Child.
crazy. Like, that's crazy. So, I don't know. I just had to lock in with it and understand the scariest part about it. I would say the most tedious part about the whole process is you have to really have hope because you could feel so compatible with a person. You could feel like this person is made for me. God made you for me.
Right.
That person still has free will.
Literally.
It's married couples that have cheated on each other it's a whole lot that goes into it. You know, boyfriends and girl. When there's really no boyfriends and girlfriends. There's
I be saying the same
yeah,
thing.
yeah. There's that. You know,
It is wife and husband.
wife and
That's
husband.
it.
That's it. But just for how they see it in, you know, girlfriends and boyfriends, I don't care how long y'all been together, how much y'all been through, that person still has, free will. Like, and then one thing about it, with true intimacy is, y'all are doing an imitation by, you know, having sex early and doing all these things. And that's why you feel so entitled to that person's body just because you've been inside of it. Okay, how it should be, y'all should let that intimacy build up, and then whole time you can learn intimacy in other ways, like what she really like, know her better than herself, teach her things, you know, show her that you're so different, like really open her eyes and to show her what true love is. You feel me? And you'll know that when you'll really know that. You'll see it in a girl's eyes. You'll see that gleam, and you'll know. Okay, let me see if I can make that glow brighter. You know.
Right.
And then when you really run into a man of God that fears God, he won't play with you, because he know he could lose you just like that. You think you could lose a blessing? You could lose just like that. God is always watching. So that's why it's so good to fight against lust, to fight against just all the bad characters, really,
That
and just be better.
temptation. What people don't understand is they putting themselves in like a worse state or whatever. Because when essentially when you having sex and you making that sexual sin, because you know back in the old days, why they even had sex was to populate. But also after you get married, you do the deed to signify that y'all is a union. So it's like you're getting married. You're
Yeah. So
finalizing
in
the
the spiritual world, you're getting married.
Yes.
So you catching in our generation all these bodies. You got about 20 wives, bro.
You're
And
combining those souls because it was it's like a union. It's everything in the what happens in this world, the physical world, happens in the spiritual world as well. So it's like so say you and somebody do it, y'all connecting y'all souls together, and once you connect that soul becomes one union.
and then the way that you know, the Holy Spirit brought it to me was, say, even if you see it as one soul, just think of how ugly that soul will look if it's not supposed to be for each other. So it could be tethered, but then it's just lashing out on each other.
And then
It's not resonating. We're supposed to resonate.
And then it's like a Bluetooth connection. You connecting with that, but you also you connecting that with that soul. What that soul already got, you're getting it right back. It's bouncing back on you.
Yeah, and it goes in so many ways. Like we go deeper and deeper. Like she even like opened my mind to saying a Bluetooth connection. Imagine the frequencies you're emitting out,
Literally.
even after severing that bond. And he doesn't. One thing I know, it's a lot of things he doesn't like, but one thing that I even say he hates is divorce. He doesn't like divorce at all. That's a splitting of his creation, a soul.
Yeah.
A splitting, like ripping it. Like that's like the devil himself taking it and ripping it. So you keep catching all these bodies, severing these souls, and emitting out these bad frequencies, hurting all these others. He is watching all that. Like,
But you know what? Okay, so like you say severing. Remember, like another thing that I had to do when I'm getting on my walk with God and I'm doing the dirty work and I'm cleaning on my inside, I had to renounce a lot of my sexual activity.
oh yeah,
With the people, then it's like I literally had to go back like, God, I hope I didn't forget nobody.
Yeah.
Help me if I did. And it's like, because it's going to come back when you're trying to do that dirty work. It's going to come back to bite you. It's going to come back to bite you real hard. But it's because, like you said earlier, all that dirty work and that 7 deadly sins is going to come back times 4. And it really did.
I'm so glad. I love God. Because they say once you do that, especially being one thing a man does struggle with a lot is lust. Like, that's just one off like gate for men.
Yeah.
It's
Women
lust.
too.
Yeah, oh yeah, I already know. But they just say like for men off gate is just lust, because that's like the instinct of a man seeing a girl out or doing this and that. Like, I think women just control it more, I would say. But a lot of them out here, you know, they have the Jezebels, the succubus, but men is the, what is it, the incubus, I think.
Incubus, but men, I don't know. I watched this video and
The Jezebel spirit in men.
yes,
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Especially now when they say, I know y'all spam the sassy, but it's true
It's-
for a lot of men now.
it's a sassy apocalypse. Right now. Like, but it's like it's because it's like perversion and what the enemy wants to do. He wants to make more men feminine like. Got the men dressing in dresses and just doing, I could go on, but I might ruffle some feathers, so I ain't going.
Yeah, there's a rough of them. They need truth. You stop that. You need to stop that, bro. So, but I like what you said about going back and renouncing, because that's something that I had to do, and I'm glad that I did it, because even like, I don't want to say I battle with it. I battle with it every now and then, but now that I got God with me, I handle it very well now. Like, I just know that I need to start talking to Him once, I start to feel the lust come back or this and that, because I know it's not gonna fix none of my problems by just doing that for however long it is. That's not joy that I want. And after that, you already have what they call like post nut clarity, really conviction.
Right.
Whole time. So you feel it instantly if you know you're not supposed to be doing it. That's why some people cry right after they do these things, and whole time you don't want to be the dude sitting on the side of the bed like I thought you said I did my thing. Yeah, I thought I did. No. But no. So I had to go back and, like I said, I'm truthful. So clear things up, set boundaries and things like that, and understand that, the bond is just for God.
Yes.
Like, no matter what, I still have unconditional love for everybody.
Yeah.
So, and that's how my heart is open. So I don't want there to be no confusion. That's why it's so good to go back and renounce things and have clear communication. I didn't even really think about it as that. I was just doing it, walking with Him.
Right.
So you'll do things that you're not aware of. That's why it's real important to stay inside that Bible. I just got taught something live right now. Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, like once I learned that, like, cause everybody's walk is different, My walk is my walk. Your walk is your walk. So I was doing things for a long time, doing things. So with me renouncing was the first step, repenting and just working on it daily. So it's like I ain't perfect, but sometimes I go through tests and trials because not only God is trying to test me. You sure you done?
Yeah.
You sure you cool?
All right.
But the enemy is testing me too. So you really not drinking no more?
Yeah.
You really don't want to get in his bed?
Yeah.
You just gonna read your Bible? Okay. You just gonna read your Bible. I'll try tomorrow. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Don't ever give up. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna make it to a point where I can punch the devil myself on me on the game, bro. I'm tired of him. I'm telling you.
literally. So it's just like
Going on stakeouts with God. That's him. That's him. All right.
that's him. I got the love.
We'll put the Holy Spirit in this knuckle right here. It's showing something. I swear. But yeah, that temptation. Because even with fasting, why fasting is so good is because you're going against all of your desires, really, and you don't see it as that. People just like, oh, I'm a fasting. Then I'm just gonna do it. A lot of people just like go, I'm just gonna do it. But the whole time you're going against all of your temptations, all of your desires, the worldly things. And even when Jesus did the 40-day fast, the devil was trying to the audacity, the Son himself.
Audacious.
Yes.
Coming to the Son of God.
Yes.
And was like, we'll just do this miracle right here. And you the big, and it'll be known that you is the Son of God.
That's such a
You're
hater.
like, bro, flee from me. It is
Such a
known that
hater.
I'm supposed to worship one God and one God only. Flee from me.
Such a hater. And even when it goes to talking about that, and I do want to talk to more people about this, because I was in this stream trying to talk to one of the, a big streamer that gave his life over, Gideon. And I was in, because, he converted his life over to Christianity. He has the Discords. And I'm in there, and I'm listening to all of them debate about the religions, like the people he get taught about is other people, people come in and troll and do this and that because, that's what he was before he converted over. So people talk about all these different religions and this and that, and it's getting heated, but they're keeping it mature. But one thing about Christians, they think we're just so soft and this and that.
Right. Oh, you can't do that. You're a Christian.
Don't get it twisted, bruh.
Save not some, baby.
Yeah, bro. Don't get it twisted, bro. So that's basically what happened. They stood up for Gideon and did all this and that. They stood on business. So I'm like, why do all these different religions fight like this and that? And I'm talking, right? So I go back to Genesis, and I'm in work. I'm in the middle of work. I literally jumped so high when I made this revelation. So at one point in time, we were all one common people,
Yep.
and had one common language, one common belief. And since I was in the building, I was like, if this is one kingdom and I'm the devil and I walk in here, give me 1 to 10 years, I could corrupt all this.
Right.
So if I'm God, exactly what I told Moses, I am who I am, and I'll be known for generations and generations. And I already gave y'all free will, so I'm gonna spread y'all out. Y'all gonna try to create this, but I could turn that, So if the base of that religion is peace and love, you feel me? I am who I am. Now, if I'm the devil, I gotta go way over here, learn this language, try to knock these people off to get them on my side, make them wicked. And then even when it comes to religion, you gotta think of why he allowed certain things. Like, when it comes to religion, it's very, very strict. So it's really hard to knock somebody off of that pivot when it's just religion added into it, not just relationship. It could be relationship and religion, but when it's just religion, it's very hard to knock somebody off of that because it's like law to them. So again, I gotta knock them off and get them on my side. Like, look at it as a game, and it's a countdown. So I gotta knock them off. You're on my side. Now I gotta go across way over here, learn this language and this religion, corrupt that. So then we go into history where there's religious wars and all this and that, where he's actually corrupting these things and corrupting and
Because
corrupting.
he's using people. He don't have to know you.
Yeah.
He can use you, and you don't even know it because you don't have no foundation. If
Yeah.
you don't have foundation, if you don't have a spiritual, you're not grounded spiritually, the devil can come in and use you.
And then let's even talk about World War I and World War II. And you got to think, how is that justified as people and this and that? Mind you, we have free will, but we have intentions in our hearts. We still have a law that's designed in our hearts. So you just got to get to a way of thinking, a new way of thinking, and a new heart. That's all it is. Because a lot of these people, you got to put yourself in their shoes, like when it comes to be Christians and not judge and condemn. And I know it's hard by, people that commit genocide and do all this and that. But a lot of these people, in the book I'm reading, I think it was like level 4 or level 3 type of thinking. Whereas, no, I think it was level 1 off of instinct. That's where the devil wants to get us. Where it's just us moving off of human instinct. Like when people slide and spin blocks and all this and that. So, and then it's like reward and punishment. A lot of those people, when they was throwing people in the gas chambers, when they was killing babies, bombing people, doing all this and that, if they didn't do that,
Doing now, though.
yeah, if they didn't do that, they would die, literally. Like, so the only, if you impose that law, the only thing you have to turn to is death. So you got to think of the burden. We don't even have to convict our judge or be no jury or nothing like that, because the conviction is already in their heart.
Right.
You're already killing. You have to live with that, sleep with that, do it all over again. You can't really turn to nobody but him to get the right conviction that you're gonna get, that's set and intended for you. And then the person that's your leader or your God that's looking up to you, you're being told if you don't do this, you'll die, and there's all this and that. So they're already living their punishment. They're living hell on earth right then and there, as they're bringing it. You can't bring hell on earth and think you're not gonna live through it. Like, we already live a peaceful life as Christians, and we still go through things. So just imagine trying to bring hell on earth and think you're not going to go through hell on earth.
Yeah.
Like, those people can't sleep at night. Those people lose appetites. Those people get called out their names, this and that, and then it's like no relationship, ain't no love in that.
Yeah.
It's just all hate. So they're already getting their conviction right then and there as they're doing those things. All those souls that they're taking, they're getting saved. God knows the situation, and knowing that they didn't really get a chance to live their purpose just because of evil. So yeah, those people are going home. They're okay. But the people that's committed, they're trust me, they're getting their, just pray. pray on it. Pray on the souls that was lost. Pray on the families that are going through what they're going through, and this and that. And it's all going down to how you could kind of see, like, the judgment day of it. Because if it keeps getting corrupted like this, and we keep passing down these things, this corruption, nobody's really learning. Oh, that time's gonna come soon.
Because people are in the box.
Yeah.
They're and child.
So that time is gonna come very soon, and people don't get their acts together and walk with him and accept him.
Yeah, it's coming real soon. He's trying to give his people time to turn from their wicked ways and pick up their cross and follow Jesus. But it's
So people be like, oh, we don't know exactly. But what a prophet would do, he'll tell you the big picture of it, but not every single detail. And that's really how a lot of prophets do work. Some of them do be specific, but again, you don't know every single little detail that plays into it. And the reason they speak so confident is because the Holy Spirit has spoken through them.
Yeah, it's
you know?
really, I feel like that's a conversation with God. Right?
Yeah, and it's a certain way that you see life. You don't see life as just you. You see it from the bird eyes view.
Yeah.
You get it. So you see it as not just you. You see it as even the whole world. Like, for me to get that revelation, I had to look at the whole world, even from the beginning, the foundation of it. So
But you know what? Like, Jesus didn't like religions. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It was because back then it was you around the way.
Mm-hmm.
You believe in around the way. Like the way is you believe in Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? He was the Son of God.
Mhm.
God didn't want us to be split up with these different religions. Oh,
Yeah.
this is my religion. This is my religion. This is my religion. It was none of that. The enemy came down with some. Oh, look, I got this new religion on lock. You believe in God? Take this Muslim. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It was never supposed to be like this.
But the same way you just said, he could take the evil and turn it to good and just make everything intentional. Because I feel like the way that he's omniscient, right? So just how the show, there's a show on Netflix called Kaleidoscope. It means whatever order you watch it in, it's going to make sense.
Right.
Just probably not in the moment, but after you finish the whole show, it will make
You
sense.
don't see the circle
Yeah,
around.
in whatever way you watch it, it doesn't matter what way. If you watch from episode 7, 4, 3, 2, 1, it doesn't matter. So I feel like just in the amazing adaptive brain that he does have in the creating, in the design of it, he's so adaptive when it comes to the evil. Because you got to think he's been battling with him since the beginning,
Right.
since he done
Threw him
kicked him out. He already knew his ways for real. Like, even before the kick out, that's like having a brother. You kind of know his ways already.
Yeah.
But you got to think he already had that heart. That's like even having a sibling. Like, you know their ways and this and that, but you still love them.
Yeah.
But you gotta
Distance.
stiff on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just in the ways that he could imitate his creation, what you think God could do if he created all of it? His imitation, reconstruct it.
Right.
That's why he's so mad and
Yeah.
always running around and causing all this havoc and this and that. So I even feel like even if they did come down, like I said, if the base of it is peace and love, and a lot of people say they do find the common, where people go into like different religions or different beliefs, it all has a common ground. That's why you can't imitate what he does.
Yeah.
It's just that powerful. You could reiterate. People will try to reiterate the word and this and that, but when you're spiritually,
Yeah, it's like,
when your eyes open, you'll see through all that.
yeah. Okay, I got a question. Okay, so what about so what is you a Christian or, because there's different, you could be, what is it called, Penicillin, or you could
Penicillin.
be, or you could be Israelite.
I would say I feel safe being a Christian.
Okay.
But I started my journey with relationship,
Okay.
like pure relationship.
Just you and
Yeah,
Jesus, you and God.
I found the church that I feel safe at, which is Radiant, because the sermon of hope helped me make these leaps. So I feel safe at my church, is what I would say. That's why I do want to go around to other churches just to see the differences of how people output certain things, because it's such a, once you do open your eyes, it's such a scary, how should I say it? Like, the chance of discernment being passed down to you just because of how that person was raised, or you don't know what's in their bloodline that's been passed down to them to make them give the revelations that they give. So it's always good to
And you
keep
gotta
my
be
ears
careful.
open.
You
So
gotta
that's
be
why I want to
careful.
travel around and kind of hear different type of words and this and that. But I'm safe being a Christian because I see the Christian way. It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
It does. Just by being a good, decent human being and still getting closer to God. It's working.
Yeah.
You feel me? So
Okay, so like, do you know about Israelites?
Israelites, I still have to do my studying. Like I said,
Okay.
I just started in November. It's only February. It's only February. I still have to get through the Bible and do all this and that.
Yeah. Okay.
So, like I said, I do attend on, you know, dibbling and dabbling and just learning because
Right.
it's been around for a minute, and I just respect like any type of beliefs that have
Yeah.
peace and love in them. So it's not like I'm gonna say
Especially
like
surrounding God.
yes.
You know what I'm saying?
So I have all respect towards getting closer to God.
Yeah.
I would say, but anything discerning people off, then it's like I'm gonna call it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have all respect to anything getting closer to God, and I advocated to be taught the right way.
Mm-hmm.
So in my part, I know that's a part of my purpose, and in the years to come, I will only get wiser, and I will dibble and dabble and get energy check people to get taught the right way and never to stray anybody off, because that's the last thing I really want,
Right.
especially on my conscience.
You literally.
Yeah, nah. So the only goal is to bring people to God, get closer, and make sure that we all go home
Right.
at the end of the day. Because a lot of people, you could ask them right now, they're not even confident that they're going to go home. So in the way I have to put it to them, even if they don't have a good relationship with their father here, I say when it makes sense, if you did have a good relationship with your father, if I say, are you going home to your dad right now? You should just say yes,
Right.
with no confusion, no this and that. You should look at me crazy even if I was to ask that
Why you
question.
even asking me that?
They're like, boy, you probably cooking something right now, like dessert and all, boy. Big hug waiting for me.
Okay.
But a lot of people don't see it like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people only hear the fear God and he's gonna judge and he might turn away from you and you'll wither away forever. A lot of people just take fear and run away.
Or it's like my situation is like I felt like I did so much bad that like why would God even save me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But like
That's how I was like.
that's like saying, you know, when you're working out, you have to work out with weights. That's like trying to work out with no weights or no drive, no purpose.
Yeah.
There's a reason you have to grow from something. You have to have something to lift. You have to know what you should run away from. You have to
Right.
know what is bad. You have to know your faults. Because if you don't know your faults and then you just go off being good the opposite way, the way that sin or the those bad traits will grab you is crazy. It's crazy. That's like kids who grow up rich. They don't understand. They don't really understand the magnitude of working for something of hurt, pain, all this, and they have all. Everybody has their story, but they're not gonna get the gist of working hard for something or not having or being grateful for just this. Like same way somebody's going through it so bad, a homeless person just wakes up and see the sun, they're just grateful just for that, just to have the little things. That's why even going back to when Jesus was walking around with the disciples, he was a hard-working contractor who they just walked around and set up camps and this and that. They wasn't rolling in no big, like the Pharisees traveling and no. They walked just like common folk. And as soon as he got there, he had to put in work. He was a hard worker.
That's just like like I said, I'm watching the Stride sermon. Jesus walked literally so slow that a woman that was bleeding for 12 years was able to just touch his garment and get healed. And he was like, he turned around, was like, who touched me?
Yeah.
I felt.
And she was healed.
Yeah. And then Jarvis was like, Jesus, my daughter is dying. I need you. And he literally stopped, and then he was still able to talk, and it was people around him.
Yeah.
He was still able to walk with them, and no one got lost, no one got stopped. He's walking, and then he walked and healed that girl. And the coincidence of the full circle, little girl was 12 years old, and then old girl that was bleeding for 12 years. He saw that full circle, and he he couldn't miss that moment if he was running.
Yeah.
To, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, are trying to ride around like the Pharisees or do this and that.
Or
It's
going
just
too fast.
yeah, it's just living your life slow and catching the signs of what you need to catch and understanding the miracles. Once you understand what real miracles are, not like people think miracles are supposed to be just so big, but whole time he's
Just financial.
yeah, like just come in tenfolds. Like no, it could be like it could start off as crumbs, but you keep I would say like the way that I say it is the puzzle pieces. So if you pick up this puzzle piece, you pick up that puzzle piece,
Yeah.
you start to put it together, you will see your whole miracle being painted out. So then you will know to stay on this path.
Yeah.
Stay right here. He wants you right here. You will know where to go, so you don't miss out. Like I said, and even if you do miss out, how great he is, he will still go back with you and be like, "You missed this.
Yeah.
Like you pick this up and
He be
come on.
like, here, come here.
yeah."
Like that's how I feel like right now.
Like
with my
wait, like
Yeah.
hold on, you missed
You
something.
wait,
Like
wait right here, or walk right here. Don't
Yeah.
go over there. Just walk right.
and
here.
it be so specific, like to the
Yes.
point where you look back, that's why you will almost drop a tear or even do break down when you
Let it
realize how
work
far
out
you
it
came.
happens.
Cause they be like, there's no such thing as perfect. You see how you see? Come on now, come on now. His timing and the way that he cooks up the blessing is perfect every time.
I think we just don't be understanding what a lot of people don't understand because God sees, because he's omniscient, so he sees everything. He sees the world. He sees right down the street. He sees what's.
So he could see perfect, but us,
You only can see me.
we see,
We see around
yeah.
this apartment, but
we see ups and downs and all this. Even even in that way, he could see it all. He could see the blessing right around the corner. He could see it from a week from now, just because he's able to put that together.
either way, keeping you safe though. You know what I'm saying? Like I need you to sit right here. I know you're trying to go and you had these plans.
Yeah.
But just wait, because what's around that corner, I need you to wait.
There's
until-
death around that corner, boy.
Until it passes, and then once it passes, then you can go and you can see what. Then you'll see what I was really doing. You know what I'm saying? But our minds, we can't
We
comprehend
be so
that.
small-minded sometimes. And then even that, it just be we be thinking with our flesh. So like, no, I gotta go. Even when it comes to living our life right, it could be that one moment we listen to our flesh instead of him that could ruin
And
everything.
it also matters who you have around you. Because if you don't have Christ-like friends or Christ-like community around you to help you, it's about your settings, not just like where you are at, but who you are, who you're around.
And yeah, because you can't really escape your environment. I'm not gonna lie. Because even growing up, your brain is designed to learn what's around you. Growing up, that's the basics of being a human. Just learning what's around you. You can't escape that. You're gonna speak a certain language. Your brain's gonna download a certain language a certain way until you're able to make those decisions for yourself. So off gate, we have to fight off whatever we are raised to be, to
Yeah,
choose who we
literally.
want to be. Like that's why we don't get judged. Our kids don't really get judged when they're younger. It's because they have to either he has to really see, or he already sees it. You have to really see yourself. Was I being raised the right way, or because a lot of people they won't really bash their parents or something like that. Like I seen a video, it was just I won't raise my kids the same way that you raised me.
Right.
So it goes like that. So a lot of times, we have to pick out the good parts of how we was raised and just take the lessons of the bad parts
Yeah,
and
that's like
run
when you
along.
do anything, and it's like I went through that, and I feel like sometimes I have, like I told you earlier, I feel like sometimes I'm raising my mom, so it's just like I went through that. I was in like a kind of toxic environment, toxic where I'm from, very toxic, very treacherous.
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta figure out who you are in this world, and who God is calling you to be, and you gotta unlearn everything and relearn so much other things. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in the process of unlearning all of that toxic stuff and actually learning what God is wanting to help and be productive in my life.
Because I just feel like a lot of things that impose his law, like a great thing that the book said was something of you can impose his law, but you can't redesign it. Like they can make weed legal, but they can't make it healthy. They can make liquor legal, but they can't make it healthy.
Right.
So I just feel like that goes into the certain ways how we're supposed to control our emotions. Like that goes with anything. Like it's not healthy if we're not doing it God's way.
Right.
Like anything that isn't really His way, how He designed it, will lead to death.
Literally.
If it's slowly, and then it could be in so many different ways because He's so poetic. Like that could be death to your peace, death to your joy, the death to that certain day. Like you had a good day set, but if you don't really rock with God, you can't find joy through it. That's gonna be death to that day.
Right.
So it's just so important that you don't want to run into too much death, too much sin.
Yeah.
Because one thing about God, He will give you a certain weight hold that you can hold, His grace. He'll give you a certain amount of grace that you can hold. But the devil, he's going to drown you.
Literally.
He's going to break you to the point where some people take their lives. He will break you and just wash his hands with you and just walk away, be like, on to the next.
Right.
God won't do that to you. And then He'll leave you so confused where you can't even really hear God's voice to come and save you in those critical moments. Because I feel like with anybody in those moments, because I've had people that done that in my family, I feel like with anybody in those moments, if they really call out to Him, because there's been stories, and even my business partner or my good friend in Christ, Cindy, she was praying over her aunt when she was drunk one time. And I heard this story from a dude I'm going to do a podcast with in Miami. They prayed for a homeless guy that was very drunk, like could barely talk and this and that. After they prayed for them, they sobered up. Because what are they drinking? They're drinking, they're drinking death. So
Literally.
God brought their life back into them and they walked off sober.
Mm.
I think she said her aunt didn't really have a relationship, I think she said, or it was something like that. And then after that, she just wanted to know about God, this and that. Just was so happy, and this and that joy. Because just getting brought back from anything that symbolizes death from God, like that type of power, like you feel it, like you know it's a different feeling. You just want to know now. Like
Literally.
yeah, so
You want to spend like. You want to. I know that because like my past is not no. Rainbows and sunshine.
and it's never gonna be like that. I promise you.
But when I say it's been like I done got prayed over and they like my best friend, like this was like a crazy moment for me because I was like, I don't know, like I was staying with her and I was just going through so much, and I ain't gonna lie, the spirit of depression had its hold on me like real bad, like the worst type of way. And I was getting prayed over, and it's like, how do you know I'm going through this, girl? Why is you saying these things? Like, what, is God telling you my business? Like,
Yeah, it'd be like that. It'd be like that.
and then it's like, or then my best friend, like, she knows more, but it's just like, I got prayed over. We literally go to the same church, and I got prayed over, and all of a sudden, she turned me, and she started praying for me and praying over me as well. And she was like,
I gotta meet her.
no, for real. Like, when I say it's crazy, that ain't, like, I never experienced that. 'Cause when I say she was crying, and after she was done praying, she literally fell down. Because, like, she said she felt all my pain and everything that I was going through.
Ooh, I gotta meet your best friend. Because I did that at Amazon multiple times. And that's what, even when it comes to knowing your certain gifts, I feel like me and her have a common gift. When it comes to just knowing,
Yeah.
prophesizing, like you don't.
Yeah.
When it comes to healing people, we don't have to know your whole background. We don't need to know all this. We could just say it. We know the message that you need to heal you. So it's like 4 a.m. At my job. I work from 6:30 p.m. to 5 a.m. Around 5:40 a.m. I always joke around with my one friend, and my body stops, and I grab him. I'm like, "Come on, you got to learn how to do this, and you need to bear witness." I don't talk like that. I don't talk like that. Like,
Who said
yeah, I didn't have no control of my body, so I grab him. We just walk off from our area. We walk on the other side of the warehouse, and we find this one girl who knows about my Christian clothing brand and knows about what I'm doing, but I don't have her on no social media. It's just like a hey and bye and update every now and then. And she's like a real nice girl who has like a peaceful little aura about her. Like you wouldn't think, like every time you see her, there's always smiles on her faces. and he's like, "Go save my child, go save my child, go save my child." So I'm walking. I see her in the area that I'm not even supposed to go in. It's like it's called AFE. They put the items in the wall, then the other side packs it. So nobody's supposed to go on that other side. I don't care. God's telling me to do
He
it.
said,
Yeah.
God told me to do it. So,
So I'm walking up to her, and you know how everybody has like their work boo or whatever. He's right next to her, but God's like, don't worry about him. He'll get the message through her. I dap him up and walk right past him. I go to her. I don't waste no time. It's not like, hey girl, this and that. I said, do you have a good relationship with God? Like I started just like
Off
that.
rip.
Yeah, off rip. Like I was like, I gotta paraphrase this for you because they're around. I'm saying the managers and PAs. So she was like, I said, this is why I'm here. I said, what are your thoughts on heaven? She was like, I don't really know. I said, you have anxiety about it? She was like, no. I said, if I ask you if you're going right now, what are you going to say? She says, I don't know if I will. I said, this is why I'm here. I said, you've been taught the wrong way for such a long time and you straight off. But that's okay because your father loves you so much and we have a good relationship with him. I told him to use me as an oracle. So right now, don't even look at me. This is your father talking to you. And I put my hand on her shoulder. I was like, I know you better than you know yourself. And I know your true worth, your true value. And I know you try to imitate my joy with, like I said, when I'm talking to her, it was the same feeling of when I got saved. It was just me and her there. I even forgot that my friend was there with me. And I ended up, he told me I did. I pointed at him and I was like, you try to imitate my joy with these men and these drinks, the drugs, but it didn't fix anything and I can still see that you're broken. And I said, you're such a beautiful spirit and a beautiful soul, but I could see all that pain that you're holding. And I snapped my fingers. I said, let it out. This girl was smiling, but the tears just started flowing. And I hugged her, and I was like, you got to think he gave, when Christ came back, he gave the 12 disciples these powers to go out and heal and all this and that. That's why he died, for us to give us that repentance and that same power to cast out these demons and bad spirits out of us. And you're not that connected yet, but I'm going to do it for you because you're still hiding pain from me. I snapped again. Tears got bigger, and they just started flowing. So this is just how the devil works. So I tell her the last thing you need to know, the same thing. I was like, the analogy with the father thing and this and that. That's why you should be more confident in Jesus' name that you're going home to your father and this and that because, he's the direct line. He died for that set purpose. So the PA comes up and says, you're distracting her. He doesn't say, are you okay? What's going on? Because the girl's boo-hoo crying. He says, you're distracting her. So you see how those very set seconds, if I would have stopped and talked to the dude and this and that, I'm distracting her. No, I'm saving her. But in the spiritual world, he was like, the devil doesn't want you to save her. That was the devil using somebody himself to just go by the law or the policy of the Amazon and say, I'm distracting her, to try to enforce his power like that. Instead of just having a Christ-like heart and be like, oh, what is wrong and this and that.
Let them have their moment or something.
No, you just want to go by policy, and we only have like 10 minutes left to work.
That's the first thing that you said?
That's the first thing I said.
No, I'm talking about him.
Oh, yeah, that's the first thing he said.
Oh, you distracted her.
Yeah, I walked off. I said, it's okay, I saved it already.
It's okay.
Because I was finna snap on him, but then he was like, calm down.
Don't do that.
He was like, because that was my problem at first when I started my walk. I didn't play about God. I didn't play about you. You couldn't play his name. I had an atheist friend.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Yeah, I had an atheist friend.
Ooh, I did too, but I can't be friends with him no more.
So I planted the seed, and I told my one friend to just leave it alone. He went over there and talked to him. Then we came back, and he was like, oh, his girl could believe in whatever she want to believe in whatever the F she want to believe, and that's on God. I said, when I said, boy, oh Yahweh, I will beat you.
No, Yahweh.
I said, I will beat you with Old Testaments, boy. I went off. I seen all red, black, all the colors, bro. I was so livid. I said, boy, oh Yahweh, I will beat you. Then I felt bad after it. I was like, I'm trying. I was like, I had to talk to him. I was like, I'm trying to look. You just know I love you so much, and I can't let people play with your name like that.
I'm sorry, but they deserve it. I feel like that's what I be saying to God all the time. God, I'm sorry, God, but.
Cause then he has like, I made a joke because he had like a little bald spot, but I was still mad. And I was like, he used the word tank tops. I was like, Or when he yank you up by that little thin tank top and smack your balls and all this and that. And I was like, I swear when you get I was going off. I was like, I swear when you get back to us, smack your balls and put you back under. Or I was going off. I was so mad because he likes to troll with his name. And I don't even be.
Man, I had a friend that didn't believe in God. Like, he was tiptoeing, like, and he would always ask me questions about God and stuff like that. And I would tell him and stuff, and it just seemed like I was breaking through to him. One time, we went to, it was around Christmas, too. we was on all these runs and stuff, like, you know. I'm like, okay, because I knew he liked me or whatever. I'm like, okay, I'm Pastor Princess, okay. Buy me these gifts, okay.
Cute.
We just need to get you the guy that we feel like,
Yeah.
No.
Because you know.
Because he pissed me off. So I'm like, okay, God.
Piss me off.
Ooh, what I
What
say?
he did. Go ahead.
He made me, I ain't even gonna say it because, like, ooh, he made me mad so bad. I gotta be calm.
Go ahead.
So he, I think I was like, I don't know what he did. Oh, okay, so I see you be listening to Alex Jean and stuff, right? So I had my phone accidentally connected to his phone. He started tweaking, like yelling at me, cussing me out about my music, talking about your music is infuriating me. Disconnect your phone, da 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 da. And it was like every song, cause he took my phone. He was like trying to like go to a different song and stuff like that. And every song, cause I don't listen to secular music now, so every song is literally uplifting God. Literally, that's on my whole playlist. So I unconnected and like he pissed me off so bad. I'm just like, so I'm quiet now, cause like when I get mad, I shut down. Something I'm working on. But so we ended up going to the other store. I ain't saying nothing. He trying to get me to talk. So I ended up pulling out my Bible because he didn't take me home yet. I'm ready to go. He thought taking me to get some food was going to help it. Thank you for the food, but
Yeah.
you finna get blocked. So I'm reading my Bible. He was like, oh, so is that what you do now? I'm like, what you mean? He was like, when you're mad and you angry. I was like,
You sound like the devil to me, boy. I ain't gonna lie. Boy,
but you
I would
know
have.
what? You know what's crazy? His little total
Yeah.
at Walmart, that threw me off too. It was 666. I said, oh,
Oh yeah. Get up out of here.
let me get away.
Home.
And then he had spent the night, right? But he was either in my roommate room or on the couch. And I had a nightmare. And I was like, I don't usually have nightmares anymore. It's only like, you know, I'm a dreamer, right?
Yeah.
I dream a lot. So it's like either I'm getting tested or
Nah, you
or
talking
something
to
like
you.
that.
He talking to you.
Yeah, so it just be like, it'd be crazy. And I'm like, I ain't had no night terror or nothing since I got prayed over. So why all of a sudden I'm having this nightmare? And I shot up and he was in my room and I was like, okay. And then his little total, that threw me off. And then that little music threw me off. And then he was like, oh, is this what you do to try to calm down? You read your Bible now?
Yeah, nah.
I'm like, yeah. He
Yeah,
was
you
like,
gotta go.
yeah, right. I blocked him. Then he had hit me up on a different number one time. He was like, so you blocked and just deleted me just because I was having a bad day?
No, cause we could have reversed that bad day into something positive. He just went about it the right way.
Yeah.
That just goes to show, like, even how people think that's an excuse. No, that's when you show your true character, like your true character, your heart on your bad day. So, I was just talking about this on the podcast that I was just at the 6 o'clock in the morning. But when we took the trip started off so horrible, like for me, in Houston. So I'm still keeping faith and all that. Like I had a bad day and a half, actually a bad few weeks leading into the trip. But, you know, I don't like to take out no anger on nobody that is not,
Right.
you know, you didn't do this. Even if that person did do that, I still don't even take that anger out on them. I give it to God.
Right.
So, you know, same thing happened with Cindy when she was headed over. Like she was sick, you know, it was that time of the month, all this and that, back to back, and she missed her flight, not missed her flight, almost missed her flight, had to run to it off of the one stop because the first one was delayed, and she had left her charger just how I left my charger. So, and just being hungry, not being able to eat because of off of that, you able to fight just the two things, your cycle and being hangry, and you still show up with a positive attitude,
That would have sent me overboard. Just
that's
saying.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I was like, I know like Christ is
Present.
present in that girl. Like you could see the glow. Like you could dead see the glow off of her. Like you can't even be too mad around her or nothing like
Right.
that just because she has that type of aura. Or even when she does say certain things, she has such a power on her voice, but she's not loud. She's soft spoken, but it's like she ain't even got to get too loud to say what she want to say. Like you could feel the power off of that. So me knowing that she got that type of power on her voice, to still come and go through all that, and then we still have a good trip. I said it. Once we got to Dallas. I was like, man, I really appreciate you because you could have came with such a bad attitude and really,
Right.
just like anybody would think you would have all rights from everything that you're going through right now, and that could have just set the trip in a bad way just by you showing an attitude towards me, and I know I didn't do anything, and now I'm feeling
Domino effects.
the agitation from the weeks leading on to the very bad day of the first day and a half of the trip before you got here, and then we just both clashing with, oh, I went through this and that, when that really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're here now, present time. So
Yeah.
it wasn't none of that. I ain't feeling it. It's like it all disappeared once she opened
Yeah.
that door. So I was like, dang, I appreciate you. And the rest of the trip is like the vlog is beautiful, but you wouldn't even think that none of that happened
Right.
in the vlog. You would just be like, oh, they had a nice vacation, this and that. Man, I was fighting for my life that day and a half. Man, I was fighting for my life that day and a half. I stayed underneath them covers, and I was just talking to God. So my trip really didn't start until she got there, for real, for real. So I just know that just don't think bad days are justifiable to have bad character.
Right.
That's where you're being tested. Where
Yeah.
he seems so quiet, that's when you're being tested. I just knew, even in the beginning of the vlog, I was like, I'd rather walk with him than without him. So just
Literally.
keep him with you. That's like, imagine you spazzing out on somebody, slot coming out your mouth, you looking crazy, and you holding Jesus' hand. He gonna be looking at you like, boy, what is you doing? He gonna put you through a test, same way that he did. I think it was the son of Thunders, the Big James and Little James. I think that's what their name was in The Chosen. They had threw rocks at him and they instantly wanted to fight and they was snapping, but he was like, "Oh, my sons of thunder, this and that. I have a test for you. Go work in this field. Like just clear this whole field out." And they was mad about it, but they did it. And he had to tell them, I forgot what the lesson was, but it was basically like, not being quick to anger and this and that. And he had to just put them through that whole work toll and it was something that he had did with the field. I have to go back and watch it. But just not being quick to anger,
Yeah.
how they was thinking that it was justifiable just because it was Jesus
And
himself.
then it's like you need to have a calm heart and a calm
Mm-hmm.
spirit because you don't know. God could be sending somebody to work something out for you, and
Mm-hmm.
or you ever heard of you never know when you're talking to God's angels
Mm,
and you snapping on them people.
what was the one place in the Bible where the angels had came and he was like, if it's 10 good people here,
Oh, that's the story about Lot. Wasn't it Lot and his wife? And if it was, and Lot was the most holiest one, but Lot was real vile himself. And
they was trying to have sex with the angels.
yes, because they was trying to have sex with the angels, and Lot had said, "Take my daughters, they're
Yes.
virgins, have them instead." Yeah,
Yes.
Lot's story is in my brain so bad because he said, "Just look straight ahead. If you turn around
Yeah.
front to that, you'll be." Man, surely turned around.
I've been gripping my neck like this. Like,
Like, Carrie.
yeah. Don't call my name. I swear I'm gonna call you a demon. God, demons around. Lie. I ain't
She
turning
turned
for
around
nothing.
and turned to a pillar of salt. I said, "Oh, baby," but you know what? It's all symbolism, though, and that's another reason why people be like, "Oh, God's gospel is such a big secret."
Because he's so metaphoric. It's such.
Man,
When I figure out he was a poet, man,
Poetic,
hold on. Because I'm a poet. So when I figure out he was a poet and I invited the Holy Spirit to in my body and all this, my writing got so much better. Like, it doesn't make no sense. Like, I already made my spoken word videos.
Really?
Work on editing. But man, let me read one to you. And it was me, battling with, like I said, battling with lust and turning it into a beautiful thing. I'm gonna read you that one.
That's dope. Okay.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read you the one as a man. 'Cause I feel like this is how, and I'm gonna put all these in books to really show young men how to carry themselves and even look at a woman of God, or when they run into one, how to tend to want to take care of one. Because you gotta look at it as a garden for yourself. Like you need this garden to eat. You need this
Yeah.
garden to live. It's gonna.
You gotta
Yeah.
water it. You
Yes.
gotta
It's not just one. Like you get her and then you just stop watering her, stop tending to her, because then it's all gonna die.
It's gonna die.
So this one is as a man. So it says, as a man, I'll lead you away from this evil world. I'll take every word into consideration. I'll trust your intuition the same I do mine. I'll leave space for you here, so instead of picking each other's brain, you could put yours next to mine. We move on one accord. You feel safe but aware, very spiritually mature and wise. As a man, I feed you life the same way you feed me a motherly love to make this soft heart beat through this hardened shell. As a man, I don't lust you, soul tying you down, stunting your growth. One, we are resonating, making love to one soul. Let these words travel through your vessel and please you from your acoustics, traveling down to your heart so it beats like music. Can I rock you to this beautiful harmony, close my eyes, and could tell it's you just by the unique, beautiful sound as you fall to sleep on my flesh and bones like they're holy memory foam in a special master bedroom in Yahweh's home, made specially for you. That's how deep I want this love to hit for you. Now let me gather myself so I can talk to you real quick. Never simple-minded when it comes to you, every thought and expression articulated, no mere goal of touching unripe fruits. Let it fester in the garden to nurture you, lady. Clean my spirit so no enemies could taint you clean, baby. Shine bright, even a lost one can find that light lost in the depths of a dark wilderness. I pray for thorns and wisdom upon you. Yes. Yes.
I like that. I
Yeah.
really liked it. That was really beautiful because you
Yes.
don't really get a lot of men
Yeah.
speaking like that or having that type of mindset where they can put their thoughts down and be able to articulate it so well and get their point across. And you know what I'm saying? That's dope. I really
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, that's not even the best one. I was gonna read
That's
that.
not even the
Yeah,
best
I was gonna read the other one, but I think I'm gonna say that one for like, especially the last page. So it's basically talking about making love, but like it was like having thoughts of lust, but slapping the devil in the face and turning it back into making love instead of just listening to your flesh and this and that. How to really
Right.
look at it, how to really go about it, and just I'm gonna read it.
He said, man,
I'm gonna read it.
you gonna get it.
I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it only because I like it so much. Cause it was one of them nights I was struggling, boy. Like I was struggling. I don't know what it was, but I was struggling.
This is so dope. I love that.
Yeah, that's what I want all dudes to do. And teach everybody that listens in to this podcast to do. No. Okay. So this one's called The Collision. In confidence, I could say I'm a God-made blessing, Miss Lady, with the shipping address not only being your flesh, but shipped directly to your soul, guided by our Father directly into the door of your heart. You seem timid and anxious, but here I am, a calm in love. Here I am, a peaceful love. You, the last piece I need to be a true harmony. I've been searching for my treasure, stretching myself across land and ocean, searching for my one piece, Captain Luffy of love. Isn't it a beautiful thought that there's a chance that in his everlasting vision, he made us at one for this test? I hope you think like that about me. I hope in the back of your mind, every morning God allows us to breathe. When you lay your eyes on me, it's like a pirate discovering the treasure. It's like the first time you discovered a passion. It's like the first time you realized you had love for me. I trust you so much, I'll plant my heart next to yours. I'll open my brain to you. No need to know my pain. I teach you that through lessons and wisdom. I'm no longer my pain, for I've been reborn. And I introduce myself to myself every morning while Christ is molding me to be the true man of God in his image. I yearn to kiss you so softly that all you feel is warmth. True love carries wind held for one person to handle your skin like the most richest, delicate material known to man. The only way to rewire the devil's attention or lust by making true love to your flesh and spirit, to kiss you from where your wisdom resides and whisper affirmations where they enter, where the breath of life is transformed to sound like the harmony of your voice. By then, your heart should be screaming and pumping through your chest. A few kisses right on the surface of where your heart knocks, symbolizing how much I care for a powerful, fragile part of you. A long journey to get to me, pain from walking the journey. With your fair share of grace, I'll rub out the long walk with each stroke by my own hands, replacing them with a pathway of love by kissing every part that ever ached. Now, as I admire you while you lay before me, unraveled at peace and an open book, I intend to take my time studying from the front to the back and a few times over. Finding my favorite chapters in my favorite book, breaking down the literature down and creating my own understanding, teaching you things about yourself that you didn't know, giving you a new understanding of intimacy. After I'm done studying every direction and avenue between front and back, you're going to want to test me on the subject back to back. Let's just call this the intimacy of life.
I like the One Piece references too.
Oh, you caught that? Yeah. Had to catch that. Yeah.
Anime girl, what
Yeah.
you mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that part was hard. I was like,
I'm like, okay.
lands and oceans, pirates. Oh, Luffy.
Luffy.
Luffy. But yeah, I found that to
But-
be so beautiful that I was able to do that. So it hit harder for me only because I was really struggling with that
Yeah.
night that I had to jump out of bed. I was like, nah, I'm not finna fold.
Yeah.
Not finna give out no power to the devil. And then
Nah,
I made
yeah.
that. So,
It was beautiful though.
yeah.
I really like that.
and that's just a way that you could slap him in the face though. Like,
Yeah.
you just, when you're running into those temptations, you do the exact opposite. That's a slap in his face. If you want to put hands on the devil, do the exact opposite. If that got to be your motivation
Yeah.
to wire your brain to think like that, the temptations is the devil.
Yeah,
You,
literally.
especially the ones that you know are not good for you. Like, you always want good habits, but all the bad habits, you know.
Yeah.
You know, don't be a fool. So that's why when you are aware, you feel so bad when you fall victim to those temptations again. Like,
Yeah.
and then it knocks you off so bad to the point where it's like, oh, I did it again, and this and that and that. But you could always take that strength, run straight back. Run straight back. You got to learn the lesson again sometimes. A lot of things are loops until you actually break the chain. Like, I broke the chain on smoking. I'm not going to go back to smoking.
Yeah.
I don't need smoking at all because I definitely know it doesn't,
Yeah.
you know, it doesn't even make me feel good. It doesn't do anything.
That's how I was with drinking.
Lust is such a powerful thing because it feels good.
Yeah.
You know it feels good. But
It's not good.
it's an imitation. What you have to
Yeah.
understand, it's a real deal imitation because when you really wait and you find the real intimacy,
Yes, like
you probably
okay.
gonna cry for real.
I'm gonna be real. Like for a long time, I thought just because a guy wanted to have sex or did have sex with me, I thought that was love. I thought you know that meant he loved me.
You know,
I didn't because I never got that. It started from when I was young, and I got the wrong type of love or I didn't get love at all. You know what I'm saying? It started from when I was a little girl and you know stuff and stuff like that. And I had situations that happened or whatever. So it's just like I never knew and I didn't have no one around me for real to teach me
Yeah.
women, men or women. So I grew up thinking, you know, this is what it is. And so
Yeah.
I was so ignorant. And now that like I'm building this relationship with God, because like in the Bible it says Jesus is love is patient, love is kind, love does not boast,
yeah.
and they say Jesus is the true definition of love. Now I'm starting to see like with men that try to talk to me now. You know what I'm saying?
Only one track minded for real. And
And as
then,
soon as I say, "Oh, Bookie, I don't do that."
yeah, I had this revelation the other day, even when it came to my conviction about the things that I used to do. And I know that a lot of guys, like I stopped it I'm glad I stopped at the age that I did stop doing that at, especially now knowing that I have a lot more freedom when it just comes to being a man now. It was such an important time period that I did stop, because if I was still had the same mindset, man, it would be bad.
Literally.
It would be bad. So just being a young man, you know, I'm speaking from high school to up, high school and up, because I know a lot of y'all are not spiritually mature and this and that. And even in this generation, I probably got to say middle school and up, because, what is going on? When you really are doing those things, you got to ask yourself, what did you really gain? Especially when you have to, when you're just like thirsting for it. And a lot of them not going to be honest with themselves when they be like they was thirsting for it, because it doesn't matter how easy you got it, you was thirsting for it, like as if you needed a glass of water of it or something like that. So Same way when it comes to the post nut clarity or the conviction of it, you gotta ask yourself, what did I really gain from this? Like, and then you're losing true value from doing those things, whether it's from the way I would say we could just say from the girl's point of view, like just giving up your body and this and that, or trying on the first night, even if you didn't succeed, or even if you did succeed, she'd be like, "Oh, it was easy, this and that," and you don't know how a person is speaking behind your back once you walk out that door, especially if you ever seen a girl group chat or anything like that. So yeah, yeah, you're losing true value. So you think you're gaining something by just getting that nut or whatever, but you're losing true value in yourself. And if you're losing true value, you're losing space for God to work. So the more you're just giving your body out, the more you're losing true value in yourself, the more that you're cluttering yourself, not only with soul ties, but just with sin. You're leaving less work for him to, or less space for him to really work and mold you. And you're just becoming more blind
And
and more
you're
blind.
actually tuning out his voice.
Yeah. So
which
not
I've
only
learned.
you're losing space for God to work, you're losing his voice, you're losing value in yourself in the world, in the way that women would see you, because you think it's only that girl. But that group chat gossip spread so fast, and girl, he's just so easy. Like I touch his knee and he is spread.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, yeah. No, I grew up with women, so I'm on game. I ain't been on game. You're not gonna play me. That's why I stopped so fast. No, I grew up with women, and just the men I was around was straight dogs. So I knew what not to do, and I knew, um, like I kind of had to pave the only way that made sense of how to be. But I had my fair share of, just because that was my environment, that, oh, this is
Right.
how life works. Like, I'm not gonna let this girl play me because I know how she. No, I had to change my mind and really understand that I just don't need to be in this environment. Because other environments, there's a woman of God out here and this and that. And especially having your eye on a woman of God, you see the true value of a woman and this and that. And when you see how powerful a woman could be, all you get rid of all the stigmas of a woman can't lead you, you can't submit to a woman. Like I trust a woman's intuition. Like,
Okay, yes.
yeah, you have to trust a woman's intuition, but at the same time, when you do that, it's gonna motivate you to be that type of man that she could also submit to and trust and give
Yes,
wisdom
that
to.
she needs a safe space
Yeah.
to be able to submit to, because that is y'all natural nature. Y'all are supposed to be the providers, the leaders. But if we got to know if we can submit to you, you gonna be submitting us to to hell. If
Oh yeah, yeah, no, but honestly, that's why it's so important to give your life over to Christ, because He'll make you that way.
Yeah.
So it won't even feel like you're putting up a facade, because a lot of these dudes are putting up a facade trying to be that.
That's the imitation. That's
But look, one thing about it, when it's just natural in you, and you just
it's on.
you just you'll feel like that smooth guy. I promise you it'll come. You don't listen to the big bro unless he's pushing you into God and this and that. Because you got the ultimate big bro, Jesus Christ himself.
You hear me?
Yeah, so give your life to that big bro instead of listening to big bro that's just saying, oh, slide in her DMs and bruh, just tell her this. And you don't even talk like that. If he's telling you to just be something you're not,
Yeah.
no.
Be yourself. That's
No,
one thing.
no. Yes, be yourself. Live your truth.
Please.
Because that was another thing brought to me by the Holy Spirit is I kept hearing this for like 2 days straight. Every time I tried to talk to God, live your truth. Live your truth. Live your truth. And the way that He put it to me was, if I took all this land off, the world is already made of 70% water. And everybody had to stand on water, and their truth was the only thing keeping them afloat. So that's every time you lie, you sink. Now, you thinking, okay, I'm straight, but you just plummet. And then you start to think, you're not even living your true purpose. You being something you're not. You're not being real with yourself. You're not, and then you're just straight up lying. You're not telling people how you truly feel about something.
People pleasing will
Yeah.
sink you too,
Yeah.
because you're not.
Just going with, and that's all in that book, and that book is so amazing.
I might have to have that book.
Yeah.
I might have to trade.
Yeah, it's like going with the group, like doing group like if the group say it's okay, just because they're doing it, I could do it type of thing. Like, yeah,
That's like another form of like people pleasing.
yeah.
Or like what's the word for it? It'll come to me.
With peer pressure.
Right. Yeah. Like peer pressure and stuff like that.
Yeah, like you just know it's not right, but just because the whole group is doing it, you can't go against the
Because
group.
you feel like, oh, since they're
Yeah,
doing it,
alright.
I gotta do it.
They quit to go home. All right, y'all do y'all thing. Y'all know it's wrong. You do y'all thing, you know. So
agrees.
so you don't want to sink to the point where the ocean is scary. The ocean is scary, and when you sink to the point where it's just darkness, you don't know what dangers are around you, and then you're so deep that your fellowship can't even reach down and save you and pull you out. Only one person can pull you out, who can move oceans and do all this and that. So everything is so metaphoric the way they use it, and it makes so much sense no
Literally.
matter how you put it. So that's exactly how you put it to me. That's why I am so bent on speaking the truth and saying how I feel in the moment and not trying to hold something in and keep a smile on my face. Like, no, I'm going to let you know how I feel about it. And we could compromise on it or do this and that. But I just want to let you know when you do this, I feel this way. Instead of just,
Right.
like, not even saying nothing, just,
I feel like I'm just not doing it. Well, I'm doing it, but it's harder now. You know what I'm saying? Because back to my parents, like, I wasn't in
ooh, with parents is all, because me and my
It's
mom
hard.
butt heads a lot.
Yes, me and my mom too. Like I said.
Hers is
It's
with
like-
the mental health aspect of it.
Okay, so like I said, when I said I was dealing with depression, I was dealing with it so bad, like on some,
Yeah.
on that level, whatever. And my mama didn't understand it. Like I was diagnosed with anxiety, depression. I used to take medicine for it or whatever, and my mama just did not understand. So we would bump heads with that, with her trying to act like she's 16. I'm like,
Do you
Mom,
still take the medicine for it?
not no more.
See? And so,
It's just
Why?
sitting in my cabinet.
yeah, why I butt heads with my mom was she has the bipolar depression and she just was in and out the hospital a lot. So there was a point in time she was on so many different medications. She doesn't take most of them no more. But I was trying to explain to her like, everything is intentional, and no matter what they try to diagnose you with, you don't become one with that. That's not who you are just because they labeled you with it. God still has a set purpose for you, and if you give your life over, He could use you for the way that He intended to use you. But she was trying to say like, oh, people with schizophrenia and this and that, and I'm like, you keep saying God and mental health. It's just one. Like He created all of this, so you can't say God and then mental health. He still has set purposes for anybody. Like anybody. Like I feel He could change literally anybody.
Everything is spirits.
Yeah. Everything. That's what I was trying to tell. And then even when it comes to
I didn't know. I really did not know until I got prayed up.
who's going through it over there.
No, for real. I ain't never heard.
Even when it comes to the little pill bottles, you also got to look at that in a spiritual way. That's doing nothing but altering your mind. Like,
Because I don't know about her, but most of my medications had me out of my body, and it just felt so weird. Like,
and that was with her. So I was trying to explain to her that, like, you've been going through those things so long in and out of the hospital that at a point in time, you have become one with that. Like, you made
it
that a
came
part
normal.
of you.
It became her normal.
And then you would say things like, oh, because of this, like saying it, like, I know I have to be more patient with you. Like, of course. I'm not saying that I have to treat you like the average person or this and that. I know I need a little bit more patience when it comes to somebody that has that label or this and that. But I'm trying to say that there's nothing that my God can't do. And also that doesn't excuse you all the way for your actions and the way you carry yourself. That just means you got to fight a little bit more. Same way I have to be patient with you a little bit more. I also have to fight with that.
Right.
My patience. So we just have to fight a little bit more. But we just always butt heads. Always butt heads on it. So it's like, and it does put a type of strain on a relationship when it comes, because you, of course, with your parents, you want to talk about God. course. The ones that made you, that's the people you want to talk to the most about it.
Right.
And I think the last time we had got into it, I was telling her about how I helped the girl, because that wasn't the only girl that I like commanded.
That's
that
so
pain.
good. I love that. Like,
Yeah.
I want to be used more. Like, I know I be getting used, but I don't know. I
And
just
you gotta ask it. It's like an application. When you be like, use me as an oracle, it's gonna put you through so many tests.
make me your vessel.
When you say that though, it's like signing up for a job application.
Right.
To get hired, you're gonna go through so much, and you got to keep that hope and faith though. Like,
Yeah.
but it's just like the only thing I know now, only because of how dark like my life was at a point, and how quickly I got snatched. Like the next day,
I feel
my
like
whole life was a 180.
I really feel like I feel like I'm a healer, and I feel like and I know I dream some stuff that actually came to truth. And
Ain't gonna lie, that's me though.
but I feel like God is still working within me. I need to get to a certain point before I can be able to, because I done had a dream and help some people, and or help my situation too. I was like, dang,
Because
God.
guess what? In helping people, you heal yourself.
You know what? But it's been so much stuff, and I'm cleaning myself. I'm cleansing myself right now, and people don't understand that, because like I was living in the world, and I was living such a way for so long, and people don't understand. They looking at me like, girl.
And listen, they don't even expect for them to understand. Because same way how teachers teach a student, not everybody gets that lesson right then and there. They could probably get that lesson like a month later, or even when you tell somebody something, it doesn't hit right then and there. Or even
Doesn't
foods that you done tried before, it didn't hit right then, but as you grow up, you
Yeah.
get the taste for it.
Yeah.
So not everything hits right then and there. So don't validate his work on other people's
Yeah, no.
understanding, because it's gonna be a point in time where they can't even deny it. They could be like, "Dang, Christ is really working to you,
Exactly.
working through you," and those would probably be strangers
Yeah.
like that, don't know anything about you, and those be the best ones, because you don't know me off of anything. But the people that know you, they just think you probably putting up a front. Like, give her a week. Give her a week. She'll be back to ask me if I want to go to the club or this and that. And then when you don't come back in a week, you're acting brand new and this and that. Like,
Hello.
can I win? Like, bro, I'm not the same person. Like, if you're waiting on that person, you're gonna be waiting forever. Like,
Literally,
you're gonna
because,
turn to
like,
skin and bones.
I'm different now, but it's just like like you said, you want to be able to talk to your mom and stuff like that. And it's like,
In due timing.
it's like I said, I'm raising my mom, and it's like she's very stuck in her ways.
You know what's always sad? It'll probably be like, with most bonds like that, it'll probably be in a moment where, and I ain't even gonna say for you, but it's just a lot of things that I've seen. Like, I was watching a show called This Is Us, and the dude, it's about 3 siblings. 2 of them are twins, and 1 of them is adopted. So the black boy had found his dad once they got older, but he was sick and had cancer. So once he took him on a road trip back home, but the dad knew that it was gonna be his last road trip. So they had their last conversation, their last real good conversation.
I'm a crybaby. I would cry on that episode.
It was crazy. I was crying when I was getting my hair done, because a friend of mine kind of lost his dad the same way. So it was a lot for me. Even in the show, it related so many different ways, because I had lost my grandfather, and I was thinking about the grandkids in the show.
Dang.
Yeah, and then even thinking about the same way that the dude dad had died was the same way my friend father had passed. And what's crazy, me making a revelation of death and making me feel better about it, is that we're all one spirit. So when they be like, your people are with you, I mean, everybody that you lost, you could be talking to them right now, because
Right.
I carry that Christ-like spirit in me.
Right.
So, even when it comes to plants and energy in the world, all those. That's why they say when some people die, the people that be feeding the animals, a dude used to go back to his mom's gravesite. Those same pigeons used to be at her gravesite. When he used to go to the place he used to feed them, they used to come to the car. So everything is that energy was inside of them too. The energy that she output into the world, they came back and gave it to the son.
Yeah.
So I had to tell my friend, and the lesson was for my friend. It wasn't even for him. And that was the same friend that I grabbed and was like, you need to learn and bear witness to this,
Yeah.
about how to let pain go and this.
Yeah.
So it all came in a full circle. so many times though, even that guy, the one I said would get the message through the girl, she was like, he was a man of God, this and that, but he strayed off and he felt like God been calling to him. You see how that worked?
But you know what? When you see that full circle, you know you see God. Cause
But I went home and cried. Same way that your friend cried, I had to go home and cry because I felt that girl pain. When she hugged me, I was so worried about her. I told the manager, I was like, whenever she's back, you gotta let me talk to her. And I told him the situation. He understood. I had people like on watch for her, and just to make sure she was straight. Cause man, I was so emotional when I got home.
I ain't gonna lie, I was that girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
I could listen. I'd be scared to. Ain't gonna lie. I'd be scared to do it now. Like I haven't done it since. That was probably like the last time I did it. Other than the time like I had to renounce things with the last girl I was talking to. Cause she kind of dropped a few tears when we talked, but I didn't really go into depth on it because I even said for her, like I kind of know her pain and I don't want to full on feel that like. Because I know I got to instantly give it to God, but just from hers not knowing, I feel like it was like he was testing me, or it was like a tutorial showing me like, okay, this is what your purpose is going to be, but be careful because these are the drawbacks and you got to instantly give it to me.
Yeah, like before that happened with my best friend, like she would tell me like I remember one time I wasn't in church, I was at work or whatever, I had to go to work, and she would be texting me like,
Oh, it stopped. I could just use the rest for the audio.
okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I remember like she was telling me
I'm
like
finna grab it real quick. Keep talking though.
I remember she was like, it's a girl in front of me or whatever, and that, she feel like God is telling her to go and talk to her and help her, and so I never, my best friend would just tell me about certain situations, but I never witnessed it for myself until she did it on me. Yeah. And like what that girl was going through, I was going through the same situation.
Yeah.
And like I had got prayed over, and the lady was like, "This a little deep. I ain't gonna lie."
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was like, when I say I was dealing with anxiety and depression, like I was a little suicidal, and I got prayed over, and it was like, we rebuked the spirit of suicide and da 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 da. And it's like a random lady that don't even know me, and like and I'm like, it's just I'm crying, I'm like, dang, and she's telling me all these things as God is telling her, and it's just like I got goosebumps, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, and she was just like letting it all out on the table, and then my best friend all of a sudden she just like the lady let go of me, and then my best friend just like, what?
I was looking. I didn't know we'd been talking for 2 hours.
Dang.
I didn't know we'd been talking for 2 hours. Hey, yo. That's kind of crazy. I'm wondering why, like, my phone, the iPhone storage went out. I had like 100 gigabytes.
Dang, good.
It's 12. Damn, I thought it was like 10 something. But
Right.
go ahead. I'll let you finish and then I'm going to wrap it up because I got to edit the whole thing. But
Yeah.
you could go ahead and finish up.
That's 2 hours worth of content.
Yeah.
But so she just grabbed me, and like after the lady was done praying for me, my best friend just grabbed me and just started praying over me, and like I'm crying, she crying, and it was so overwhelming. And it was like, I ain't gonna lie, after that day, I stopped taking the medication. I gave it to God.
When is she free? I want to talk to her. We gotta get a podcast with everybody because I like the vibe just from you.
Yeah.
I want everybody. We got the little joy sign right there.
No, for real. It's so crazy. We had a third roommate on the little third door.
Yeah.
Me and my roommate prayed her out of here.
I'm so dead.
And you know what? The next time when she was finally out, or right before we knew she was leaving, I went to church and I got prayed over again. And then she was like, we renounce and we rebuke, and the spirits that's trying to come and attack your house and try to attack you in your home. I'm like,
She gotta go.
knew it.
She gotta go.
I knew it.
Messing up the dynamic.
I really think it was like her little boyfriend that came in here, because when I say, but when getting it confirmation, because I was praying about it, because like it just didn't feel right,
Yeah.
I think when you very sensitive in the spiritual realm, you just your house when you come home, it just feel off. Like
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah. You
Like,
feel the tension and all that.
yeah.
Cause I already could feel at least the energy before I had opened up my eyes already. Like I hated tension, so I could always feel tension so easily. Or it was just
Yeah, like you get real uneasy. And obviously I wasn't the only one. My roommate talking about, oh girl, I prayed the same thing.
yeah.
And then we come home, it's a notice on the door. Like, she was like, did you pray for it? I was like, yeah, did you pray for it? She was like, yeah. I was like, what's when the three come together in agreement with the God?
You got little extra blessings. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, you gotta get out. We prayed about you to get out. Oh yeah, ain't no coming back.
Not for real.
Ain't no coming back.
And then, but we didn't know she was gone until the little office lady came in. She was like, we just here to make sure old girl ain't here. I was like,
They ain't even like her. What's going on?
everything under the blue moon that she wasn't supposed to do, she was doing it.
Oh my goodness. They said we just came to make sure old girl is gone. Let me peek in there. I don't know if y'all rock with her or not. Let me peek in there.
Child, please.
Man, that's actually crazy.
Yeah, but I think in all them confirmations, and then my best friend didn't know what they were saying to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought she was coming up there to get prayed over too, but I think she was just waiting on line because it was like a little long line at the altar, and I was getting prayed over, and then I'm crying. They had the little yellow little rag over, little blanket over me because I'm crying. I fell out, and all of a sudden,
Your church don't play.
okay, we love it there.
Yeah.
And I turn around, I get up and I turn around and she just grabbed me.
You ain't done.
Literally.
You ain't done. I still see him on you. Come on.
And she was like, God is telling me, like, and it's so crazy. It's like that day, like her voice, it's kind of still in my head from everything she was telling me and confirming in me and was just helping me. Like, a lot of stuff that the lady was just saying to me and you were saying to me, like, and it's some of the stuff that like I was battling with. You battling in your mind, and then you just saying all these things, and I'm just hearing it twice.
Yeah. It's a reminder.
Yeah.
You never know. It probably could be like a storm ahead or anything like that. You just got to get that what is it? What is the word? Confirmation again, or
clarity.
reassurance. Yeah, clarity, reassurance just from that again. Just to strengthen it and bring it back to you to make it clear again.
I think it's more like tools, though.
Yeah,
like,
keep it fresh on your mind.
Yeah, and it's like I said earlier, everything that I went through, I feel like I went through for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's not all about the enemy. It's sometimes about God. He needs me to be able to help other people. And there's other people that's looking at me
Yeah.
to do those, like, you know what I'm saying? That's why another thing, like, I got a niece that's looking at me. I look at my mom, she comes to me for advice.
I'm the oldest already. I'm the oldest just off gate. Just by me saying that, I'm the oldest. Then, I'm the type of person that, people just compel towards me for some reason. I don't know.
Literally.
Just, hey, you like it here, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, come
Yep.
on. Just come on. I'm going to add your name to the list.
Right, like.
Literally, it'd be just like that. Just add your name to the list.
Okay.
I'll get to you when I can.
I get to
But
you.
I'm such I ain't gonna say like a me time person, not just a me person, but me time is so important because I don't get it like me time. I think a lot of people think I do, but it's like I'll be working on things like if it's the podcast, it's editing, it's networking, then it's actual work, then it's family.
Literally.
But me time, like I need more of that.
It's essential.
Yeah, I need more of that. I'm not gonna lie. So, but it's a lot of trips that I do have planned this year that I am excited for. So,
Yes.
it be them trips for me. That's why I understand I gotta work hard to get to them trips because.
Right. Because, like, I'm going to Miami at the end of this
You go
month.
to Miami?
Huh?
Spring break?
No, at the end of this month.
So
February 24th. On the 24th. It's Lift Miami. I don't know if you know about it. It's a bunch of lifters coming together. You know about Gymshark, the company Gymshark? It's like a athletic wear company. And they got all type of athletes under their roster. They all come together. It's like,
Okay, big. Okay.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Yeah, I'm really using it as like a learning experience before I start competing for real and stuff.
They only have, we're gonna lock in after the podcast.
Okay.
But we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. We're gonna leave off of that strong event. The Gymshark. Right? Yeah. We love a strong woman of God, because you're already strong because you're a woman of God. But then just adding the pure strength, man.
Yeah.
Scared of you, girl. Scared of you, girl. Don't make her mad, bro. Don't make her mad. But if it's a man out there, come at her correct. I'll just say that. Come at her very correct.
Please.
So I'm definitely going to have to put this on a audio podcast because the camera died. Towards the end. I don't know exactly when it died. I have to go back and look, but it's even like 39 minutes left on recording. Oh, I got so much editing to do. I just did a 2-hour podcast the day before. Then 6 a.m. did a hour and something, and now another 2-hour one. So.
Wow. You've been on your content work?
Yes,
Okay.
for real. And then, okay, let me just get home. All right, y'all. So, all right, Critical Faith and, Critical Family, like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'll be clipping this up, and you can share it to anybody that needs to hear the message. If you want to come on, you could DM me. If you're local in the city, or I plan on traveling, I'll be dropping places. I do plan on traveling. I'll be in Miami around the week after spring break starts. We have areas in Atlanta. I'm just saying all the areas I'm going to. I don't know if I have anybody listening from Cancun, but we do have a trip planned out there, and I do want to do a podcast out there. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care if I am on vacation. Even if it's with the gang, I'll probably just do it with the gang. But if you out there, definitely want to do one with you. Chicago and Houston and Texas. I think that's about all the places I plan on traveling to this year. Then we could start setting up ones for next year if we're looking that far out. But go ahead and give him your name, our special guest.
Okay, my name is Kay Danye.
Tell them where they can follow you at so they can support. Yeah, go ahead. Fitness page and all. Put it all out there.
My personal Instagram is K.Danye, and then my lifting page is K Lifts with a Z.
Yeah, go learn a little something. Even the fellas too, especially us skinny fellas with the little legs. Go learn a little something. The girl be really putting in that work for real. But
You hear me?
we gonna get out of here. We gonna hit you with a little Christ-like. And then yeah. Such a good episode.
My Creator made me creative, and my Lord and Savior taught me how to love.
Who is that you're listening to?
So don't let your hearts be troubled. And you know what that phrase means? Across all of our campuses, here's what it means. Don't lose hope. Don't get deflated. And Jesus said it this way, you believe in God, believe also in me. Like, look at me. That's what Jesus is saying. I'm the hope. He goes, in my Father's house, and he brings it to heaven. My Father's house has many rooms. If it were not so, would I have told you that I'm going there to prepare a place for you? And if I
got you. Don't let me go. I got you. Please. Oh, you have little faith. Why did you not?